Everybody, it is Tuesday. Some may say it's Taco Tuesday, but you know what? I'm going to say it's Dr. Choppa Tuesday. It's Choppa Talk. Good morning, Dr. Choppa.
Choppa Talk.
How you doing today?
Man, if I was any better, I'd be twins, my man.
Yeah.
I'm fired up and excited about another great day.
Yeah, so are we. So I'm going to ask everybody to go ahead and share this video out. That's really important. What we want to do is reach as many people as possible who are dealing with issues in their body, that are dealing with health, and anything that they weren't born with, we're going to be able to talk about today. Maybe you have some issues going on. We have people all the time that are asking, when is Dr. Choppa going to be in? It's on Tuesdays. We start at 8:30.
I love it.
He'll be here, and we're excited to be able to talk about being healthy, getting better, and just living a good, healthy life.
And it's all around, right? I mean, it's in our minds, in our bodies.
Yes.
Just our attitude.
Yes.
Especially with all this gloomy weather. I mean,
it's kind of nasty out.
But yet we still have to remember, God is good, and we got breath today, so we got to find something to be happy about.
I agree. So right now, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is going on, and for a lot of people, that means it's either like party time. I'm going to go hit up the carnival. I'm going to be on the top of the Ferris wheel, eating a candy apple in one hand, eating that fried turkey leg in the other, which, hey, I could get down on some turkey legs.
Dude, turkey legs are dynamo.
They're pretty legit.
They are. How
do you make healthy choices whenever life is so good here in Galveston County? How can you do it?
It's definitely a challenge at times. Definitely. I know that. I don't know if you saw my post last week, but people have asked me if I cheat much. And so I posted that picture.
I saw
of
it.
Gluten-free, dairy-free pizza.
Yeah, somebody was like,
That's
Dr.
not
Choppa.
cheating.
That's not cheating.
But I went through like 8 different cheat meals that I ate, and they're all gluten-free, dairy-free things that I love,
Yeah, but that's good, though. Whenever you find something that you love and it still aligns with your way of living, it aligns with the way that you like to live your life.
That's right. I still wake up in the morning feeling amazing. I don't feel hungover. I don't feel dragging. I get up and, it's light the fires and kick the tires, so to speak,
Man, can you imagine how many people out there were probably doing so good this year? We're doing so good. Then they went to the rodeo last night.
Off.
Boom. And it's like, hey, I'm back.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
Sometimes it feels good. It might feel good for a little bit, whenever you're like, oh, this is so good. And then, the next day you like regret it, or you wake up hurting. Or
Yes. And I'm sure there's a lot of people hurting this morning. So if you guys got to like slow drive in this morning and you're dragging, KHEA radio, Kickstart your morning.
Yeah. We got about a minute left, and we're going to dive into this. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Choppa, Living Well Clinical Nutrition, for being one of our partners here at KHEA Radio. I want to give a shout out to Tupper Martial Arts. I want to give a shout out to all the local businesses who help make this program possible. Again, we're excited. We're going to be talking about health. We're going to be talking about getting well, feeling better, making the right decisions today, so that whenever you are 80, 90, 100 years old, you can still walk around, you can move, you can drive your car, do everything that you want to do and need to get done.
Feel good, live good, man.
Yep.
One bite at a time.
I love it. Spend time with your family. So right now it is 13 seconds. We're about to get this show on the road. Ethan, could you help out Dr. Choppa real quick with his phone?
One of these days, maybe I should just show me.
No, it's better this way. No. Here we go.
It drives me nuts.
Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart, and I'm Gardy, and I'm excited to be able to start this morning with you today. It's 8:37 a.m. We got Dr. Choppa in studio. We're going to be talking about being healthy. We're going to talk about feeling better. We're going to talk about everything that you need to hear to make sure the rest of your year, 2019, is your year whenever it comes to health, whenever it comes to being not overweight, whenever it comes to being sinus-free, everything. Any questions that you have, if you're watching on Facebook, feel free to ask right now. Let us know, what do you have going on today? Let us know, hey, do you have plans to go to the rodeo? What are the decisions you're going to make so you can feel good tomorrow? So this is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. We got Dr. Choppa in studio, and we're excited to be able to have some Choppa talk this morning. Dr. Choppa.
Yes, sir.
You posted a picture the other day of a cheat meal. A Dr. Choppa approved cheat meal. I don't know if that's considered a cheat meal to many people. Can you explain what your typical cheat meal is?
Well, so for me, I find that I gravitate to is sugar, just like anybody else, right? And so, but it's not alcohol. Like alcohol makes me feel sluggish the next morning, so I don't enjoy the way I feel the next morning. And longevity wise, I don't want to be disconnected from the world. So it's not really like my push of choice. But like eating something savory or getting something sweet that's what I would love. So for me, my best cheat meal that I do is at that same restaurant I took a picture of that pizza. No, it's this place called Bella Green's down in Houston, and I get a gluten-free carrot cake. And oh my gosh, it's so amazing. It just makes my heart sing, man. And so that would be like a cheat for me. And so to some people they're like, oh, that's not really cheating. I mean, there's you got the wall of chocolate at this place, and you got and chocolate really does. I enjoy chocolate as well, but I find that chocolate, it messes with me a little bit, feeling a little bit sluggish too the next day. So if I overindulge, but man, chocolate and sugar are my thing. So a good cake and a good piece of dark chocolate is the two things that I gravitate to for cheat things. Yeah. And I literally, but I'm just picky about where I go and get these things. Right. Or I have to think, all right, well, how's my body been doing? I've been feeling good, living good. I don't have any headaches. I don't have any energy crashes. I feel alive and vibrant. Okay, I can spare a little cheating action, and I go do it. Now, would I ever do a deep fried Twinkie? I don't think so. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's just some, I have
It's perfect.
limits.
It's rodeo time. You're on the Ferris wheel. You got the deep fried Twinkies in one hand.
I just don't know, man.
Deep fried Oreos in the other. What about...
Is that even possible? How do you deep fry an Oreo and it not melt away?
Okay, let me tell you this. It's stinking delicious. I've had them before. I don't think I've had them in 2019, but 2018, Gardy, he threw down on some deep fried Oreos. What about the what is it called? The cake that looks like it's fried, and man, I can't remember what it's called.
Funnel cake.
Funnel cake.
Yes,
funnel cake.
Oh, back in the day. But you know what? The thing with the funnel cakes is they kind of like, after you get through about 5 bites, they're so sweet. Yeah. They kind of like the law of diminishing returns kicks in early with that.
Well, maybe for you.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Whenever I have it, my son's there, my wife's there, so I just got to tear into it while I can. You have to hurry if you want to get any, because if you're sharing one.
Well, so when I was in Disney World, they had this waffle wrapped up in a spicy piece of chicken. Yeah. And that was like sweet and spicy mixed together. That was like bang in your mouth, man. That was like, wow. Boom. Wow. That was really good. So, I'm human, right? And I do get into things at times, but I also have tools that help me get through the day. Right. To help me if I overindulge in sugar or something. I've got things like Cataplex GTF. I got the Gymnema. I got the Cataplex B. And I leverage those things to the hilt. So if I'm going to go into a holiday season, so like if this is your holiday season and it's rodeo time.
Holiday.
So absolutely be mindful. I make sure that you have tools. So if you're going to eat deep fried this and that, you better have Zypan, you better have Enzicor, you better have some enzymes and stomach acid prepared to help you break that stuff down. Cataplex B, AF beta food if there's alcohol involved, so that you're able to get up and get going the next day, and it's not such a hit to the chest, solar plexus trying to get out of bed in the morning.
Okay, everybody. So if you're watching on Facebook, I'm going to ask you to do a favor. Go ahead and share this video out. Make sure you smash that share button. Give me some heart reacts, some thumbs up. Let me know if you have any questions. I see some questions coming in. We're going to answer those right now. If you're listening on 99.5 FM, go ahead and call a friend. Text a friend. Tell them to go to KHEAradio.com. Stream this. Go to 99.5 FM. They'll be able to tune in. If they are in Galveston County, let us know. What do you got going on today? Also, let us know if you have any questions. So here's our first question we're going to get into. Actually, this is from Ashley. So this is from Ashley that works with you, Dr. Chapa. She said, take a picture for me, because she posted a picture this morning saying like, hey, Dr. Chapa will be on air. And I noticed I'm in the background. And I was like, this is the best picture that me and Dr. Chapa have ever taken together. So maybe we could, Ethan, why are you rolling your eyes over there? Ethan, your mic's not on.
I'm not rolling my eyes.
You did. You rolled them at me.
No.
And your mic's off again.
Well, I want to say this. I do have a gift for you guys from Holly. And Holly goes to church with us. And so she had posted that she found something special. And so
I saw that.
I thought this would be just that beautiful little time where we have mini Taco Tuesday.
Is that like a
keychain?
Well, is it like one of those
Yes.
squishies? Oh, it is.
It's, you can't. You just want to sit here and play with it. Isn't that awesome?
My kids love these.
And so now we have. Tacos are gonna be coming out your ears.
I think so.
And maybe we should design our like just unique tacos.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'm down.
'cause Taco Tuesday. There's so many varieties of taco. What y'all didn't see in that picture was I had just had salmon tacos on almond flour tortillas.
Wow.
And they were dynamo. Like they weren't the standard almond flour tortillas that I recall from that you get at the HEB and stuff like that.
Yeah.
These were like homemade, and they were beautiful and they tasted fantastic. So that was a fun little cheating experience for me that I got to indulge in.
Well, thank you, Holly. This is awesome. We appreciate it. We love tacos around here. Go join our Talk of Taco Facebook group. Okay, so we got a question from Solion. She said, good morning. Question for Dr. Chapa.
Hey, Solion.
I've been having an allergic reaction for the past 3 days. I took medicine to stop the irritation on my face, and now I have dry skin. Looks like I got a sunburn. Is that normal, or do you have any idea what it could be?
So basically, I'm assuming you probably took like a Benadryl or something for an allergic reaction. And but my question is what gave you the allergic reaction? Was it something you put on your skin, or was it something that you had consumed? And then what you'll want to do also is evaluate. This is where bowel transit time is such a big important part of your daily assessment. If you get headaches, if you have chronic fatigue, if you find yourself struggling to get out of bed in the morning, if you go through the day and you've noticed, hey, my fingers swell at this point in time in the day, or you get those afternoon crashes and you're wondering, how am I going to get through the back end of my day?
Mm-hmm.
There's typically something that you can blame. I hate, not that I want you to blame, other things, except whenever it is things you're putting in your body, because inflammatory foods will tear your body down. And if you say, the deck of cards just toppled, well, all of a sudden now you've got dry skin, swelling, you got eczema, you got an allergic reaction. And so I would look at things to clear the bowel and clear the liver, and all of a sudden that skin reaction won't be there, because what that is your body is pushing toxins out of your skin. And what is a toxin? Anything your body cannot use. So your body will try to eliminate it through the skin, the lungs, or your kidneys. And if it can't get it out, those things, it stores it. And it stores it in your brain. And that's why people walk into a room and say, why did I come in here?
Yeah.
Or it stores it up in their joints if it can't get it out those exit channels. And the body hurts. And they have arthritis, or what I like to call arthrongus, because there's nothing arthritis about it.
I agree. So here's another question. This is from Solion as well. He said, in another question, I don't drink juice, but should I start drinking apple or orange juice one time a day? I think just to try and get some good stuff in there.
So me and a friend of mine were looking at a label yesterday of pomegranate juice, organic pomegranate juice from a good reputable source. And but when you started looking at the ingredients, I wish you had sent me a picture, and because it says there's no vitamins. There's no vitamin A, no vitamin D. There's no vitamin C. There was no nutrients at all. There was no fiber. There's no protein. There was only the carbohydrates and the sugar. It was like 27 grams of sugar.
Wow.
But there was no sugar in it added. But it was just only the juice. And but they said the only nutrient that it was good in it was potassium. Well, pomegranate juice, as many people probably know, pomegranate does have value. It's an antioxidant. It's going to be in that berry category. It helps to de-inflame the tissues, and of course, just like anything, we can overindulge in fruit and whatnot. But what was interesting is we just kind of jokingly observed that juices typically don't have, especially pasteurized store-bought juices, don't have good nutritional value. And so I would tell you, no, you don't want to. It tastes great, but the orange juices that you're buying at the store, even the organic one at the store, is just not going to be nutritiously valuable to you. What would be better?
Is that a better option than soda, though? If you're going to drink maybe sweet tea, if you're going to drink soda, Coke, diet sodas?
I like your thinking, but here's the but. The but is the fructose sugar in that a massive amount coming into the body can clog up and lock up the liver, just as if you ate bad oils. High indulgence of fruit sugar causes our bodies to break down or clog up the liver, and then that stresses out our metabolism. So we don't want to overindulge in fruit sugar. So I always have I have a handout in my office. So if anybody wants it, you can email us info@justlivewell.com, info@justlivewell.com, and we'll send you. It's called the fructose burden chart, and it shows fruit sugar indulgences and how much you need to get into in a day. So we limit it to about 25 grams of fruit sugar if you're just kind of don't have any major health issues. If you're diabetic, we lower it, and then you can calculate through all kinds of different fruit options that you're indulging in that has excess amount of fruit sugar, because fruit sugar can cause the liver to when you compound it with all the other things that you're putting in your body. So Leon, what would be better would be to do celery juice. So like to literally juice your own apple, your own lemon, and some celery. And that celery juice would be great for cleansing your kidneys, great for cleansing your blood. It would be great. And every day, if every one of us would do something as simple as celery juice, and my wife just does it straight. She doesn't put the apple or lemon in it. She just throws the whole celery stalks in there and makes like 16 ounces of it and guzzles it down.
You know what I like about celery juice? I feel like it's the easiest thing to juice.
It is.
But whenever it comes to cleaning up, because it can be a mess.
Yeah.
Like, apples and all the stuff that we want.
Yep.
Apples and oranges. It just makes a mess. But the celery is just and it gives you so much juice.
And it does. And it does have a lot of therapeutic value to our body in cleansing. Cabbage is the same way. And so it's amazing that on the vegetable side you'll actually get more vitamins and nutrients and phytochemicals that can help your body increase your biophotons and help your body's cell structure work more effectively. And that's ultimately, that would be a better choice, is something like that as opposed to store-bought juices.
Okay.
So I know I built you a watch there, but I get a little excited.
I know you asked that question, but water is always the best option, I assume. And then if you want to, juice some celery and all that stuff.
That's right.
Is that juice that comes out? I feel like it's just water.
Well, I mean, but there are nutrients in it, right?
Okay.
So, when you just like whenever we had main squeeze in here, like that is real juice. I mean, that is fresh, unadulterated, man. It's not pasteurized, not pressurized. I mean,
That's cool.
They take that and they stick it in a bottle, and that's why it will go bad on you in 7 days, because it hasn't been tinkered with. It is as if you juiced it in your own home.
Did you see the video that we did for them?
Yeah, it was amazing.
It dropped. It was looking at the video, it makes me want to go there right now. Like, why am I here talking to you? Why we should be there talking
with these little handy cams, and we're just cruising down the blacktop.
We could do that.
I mean, I think we should do that.
We could literally do that.
Ethan, we'll be right back.
Ethan, we got to go, man. Can you hold down the show? He's looking at him. He's like,
Is my mic on? Oh, sick.
Yeah,
I can hold down the fort.
So we filmed over there. If you haven't seen that video yet, make sure you go check it out. It's Main Squeeze, located in Webster. It's a video that's pinned on our Facebook page right now. But they have these bowls. They have the bowls, and that's what we had in the video.
I love watching them make it. They're so
Yeah, cutting with the knife.
I mean, they do. I don't know if they train them to do it that way, or if they're just cautious. They don't want to cut their finger off or something. You know what I mean? But I mean, I'm telling you, I just like watching them cut the strawberries, and yeah, it's good. So,
yes.
Hey, Vanessa, I got you. So allergies. Allergies are a really big thing right now. Pollen is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it might give me a what's up on the crazy weather. Sunday was absolutely shorts weather. And then Monday morning, I'm going out for my walk. And I'm like, whoa.
What happened?
What happened? And then it started raining yesterday, and it's still wet out there today. And but this is rodeo time, and that's what happens. It's to separate the diehard rodeoers to the non is to have bad weather and still go out and rodeo and hit those carnivals. So, but Vanessa, you asked about allergies, seasonal allergies, and when we have allergy issues, we always look to the liver. Okay, so the liver is the giver, and it will help de-stress the body's lymphatic channels and prevent your body from using the sinus cavities as storage or drainage. And so we use a product in the office called Allerplex, Aller Caps, Aller Nest, D-Hist and D-Hist Junior. There's several that I would use. In your case, I'd probably just do Allerplex and see if that doesn't help him get off and running so that he feels better sooner rather than later. And then maybe even drop a little AF beta food in there. She's been a patient. She comes in and picks up some stuff quite a bit, so she's probably got a little arsenal at the house she can use.
Cool. So right now, it's 8:53 a.m. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them on our Facebook stream. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. We're talking to Dr. Aaron Chapa every Tuesday, starting at 8:30. We come and have some fun talking about being healthy, getting better, fixing things that you weren't genetically born with. If you have questions, let us know, because we want to talk about what you want to hear about. I know right now, with the weather being nasty and the allergies that are going on, a lot of people are probably dealing with that stuff. But Ethan, do you have anything that's going on? Like, do you get allergies at all?
Yeah, I get like bags under my eyes is like most of it.
I think. So I mean, is that the only thing?
Yeah, usually.
But how old are you?
17.
So I mean, and this is something that I was observing yesterday, because more and more I've got people coming in that are under 25, and it's really fascinating. Like what's going on that. People under 25 are coming in for care. Chronic fatigue. They're coming in with depression. They're coming in with anxiety. They're coming in with like joint pains, like that are just, this shouldn't be happening. And so, but even, and I used to think like, because when I was a kid, I don't remember like having issues, right? You just kind of go through the day to day and you don't consider, you're just like unconsciously aware that your body has elements or that there's a rhyme and reason to it. But bags under your eyes are also, guess who? The liver lymphatic. So the lymphatics are backed up. They have nowhere to drain. And so they're stockpiling in your sinus cavities, and you're seeing it show up in the liver's ability to drain more effectively. And so, man, just drop some like beets and asparagus into your diet tonight. I know you love those.
I'll try that.
Yeah, right.
He probably does. Do you eat that kind of stuff?
I don't think we have any beets right now. We haven't been to the grocery store in a minute. Mom's been like, I gotta go, but she's always busy. So
where does your mom like to shop? Because your mom, she's really big into nutrition as well.
Well, we're right across the street from like Sam's and Walmart, so that's where we normally go. But I mean, sometimes we'll go to like Aldi or Kroger. It just depends on how much time we have. Okay,
gotcha. So here's a question. This is from Sarah. She's one of the founders and members of Moms on a Mission, MOM, who will be in studio later. She has a question. She said, Dr. Chapa, do you have anything for kids that can't swallow pills for allergies?
Absolutely. I got a great product called Allernest and a product called D-Hist Junior. And D-Hist Junior is a chewable, and it tastes like a Smartie. Yeah, they're absolutely
they're
awesome.
Actually really good.
Why didn't I bring those? That would have been awesome this morning.
I don't even have allergies.
I know. So D-Hist is Orthomolecular's #1 selling product in Houston. Because, Houston does have allergy issues, and people are allergic. I mean, you can almost go on to, Weather Underground and see what the pollen count of the day is and see what the issues going on. And if you do find that your body is dictated by the weather, so like if you wake up and your joints hurt and you're like, oh, a cold front's coming in.
Yeah.
Or if you wake up and you have allergies and you go, something's coming in the weather, and sure enough it does. If you're the human barometer, as good as that might sound, that also indicates that there are problems in the body that weather pressures are affecting. And so again, it's just a check engine light that, yes, to your advantage, when it's going to rain and I don't, but you also have health issues as a check engine light that's causing your body pain, if you will. I mean, allergies are, in a sense, a form of pain. Would you agree?
Yes.
I mean, and so we want people to realize that, look, you don't have to live with allergies. I mean, I had a guy come in, and he was the worst allergy case ever. And I mean, for his whole life, 25, 30 years, he was suffered with allergies. And as far as he can remember, he's always had allergy problems. And he's had surgeries, he's had drugs, he's had steroids. I mean, he's done the works.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he came in, and although he didn't like my diet, he did it, and he takes my supplements. And just like what I was just telling Vanessa, we cleaned up the liver, we cleaned up the bowel, we cleaned up the lymph, and then all of a sudden the system just kicked right into gear. And he goes, man, I don't have as many headaches. I don't have, because he was not just getting hit, he wasn't having like headaches like migraines people get. He was getting sinus headaches, sinus pressure. And by draining the body of the trash and filth that it doesn't need, it's just like having a clog in your drain. That stuff will back up if it can't get through, right?
Yeah.
And so your body is a giant tube from mouth to behind. And so if we can get stuff to go through your body in an adequate time frame, that's why we call it bowel transit time. And there are foods out there that slow your bowels down. Milk, cheese, yogurt, sour cream, ice cream, whey protein. All those things can slow your bowels down. When you look into, wheat products, wheat overindulgence can slow your bowels down up to 38%, which means if you slow down your bowel transit time 38%, you're going to slow down your liver's metabolism 38%, which means it's going to send a message to your thyroid and say, hey, you, slow down too. Well, in America, you're not allowed to slow down, right? I mean, we're like go time all the time.
Yeah.
And we don't take siestas. We don't take breaks. We don't even take long enough lunch breaks to actually chew our food. It's like an inhale.
If all that stuff slows down, your metabolism, your thyroid slows down, then you start to gain weight, right?
Yeah, of course, because all that stuff has nowhere to go, so your body's storing it. And that's one of the other places, not only the brain and the joints, that your body stores toxins. Again, toxin is anything your body cannot use. If you don't have a good elimination, your body just says, well, I'm going to have to store these in fat cells. And the fat cell, I think that this idea that people are fat is, I don't think that's a real word. What happens is those fat cells are swelling up 7 times the size of normal. So it's not that you're getting accumulating more fat cells, it's that those fat cells are expanding, and that means you're toxic. Your body is storing things that it can't use. You can't get rid of it. Your body says, well, if I can't get rid of it, I'm going to lock it away. I mean, even something as simple as skin tags. And in skin tags, there's little pieces of skin that hang around, and you're like, I mean, you could pick at it and pull at it. And if you have skin tags, a lot of people get them around the neck, around the folds of the arm, folds of the groin. And that's because there's high, dense lymphatic tissue in those areas. We got to do a lymphatic cleanse, a sequential immune upregulation, where we can come in every month. And we do this all the time, guys. And we've actually, right now I'm doing an antiviral cleanse because people come in and cough their flu and stuff all over me. So, I've just been taking one Versted every day. It's a strong astragalus product, an echinacea product. And what it does is it increases this stuff called interferon, which allows your immune system to go put tags on all the viruses that it can find in the body. So the higher your interferon, the more your body can tag viral infections, and then your body can literally go and deal with that virus more effectively. Because oh, he's a bad guy. Oh, he's a bad guy. And then that's a healthy immune response. So every month I do bacterial, I go strep, staph, I do viral, I do non-infectious allergy, I do parasitic, I do yeast, I do molds, and we clear these types of burdens out of your body, and we can do it month in, month out. There's always something to do and work on in the body because the body is so dynamic. I mean, the liver has 600 different pathways. I mean, it needs to be cleaned out, worked on always. And so if we are having rodeo month, not only do we need a cleanse at the end of rodeo month, we need a cleanse during the reset period of day to day if you're a hardcore rodeoer.
Wow. A couple things that you had touched on earlier I just wanted to bring up. So for me, I kind of have something going on with my thumb, and I jammed it really bad in basketball about 2 years ago. I thought I broke it, and of course I didn't go to the doctor because why would I? But
right.
I was like, oh, it's okay. It was swollen. I iced it. Everything happened. But now, just in that one thumb, whenever I get the weather change, going on, it feels swollen up and all that stuff. And
really? Where in the thumb?
It's like it's right here. It's like the whole little pad right here feels like it's swollen up, and it's bigger a little bit to me, I can tell, but I think it's because I'm right-handed, so it's dominant, riding, throwing, and all that stuff, and so
yeah. So and what I find a lot of times is people's bodies, the body will, when it's accumulating toxin, you will find the hands and the feet, because the largest pores in the body are in the pores of the feet, right?
Okay.
And
I didn't know that.
They call these metabolic downloads, the palms and the soles of the feet, and your body will, excrete trash out in these areas. I look at it kind of like this, drug deals never happen in town, right? They happen in the outskirts and the shadows, right? And so when a toxin, I look at like something that your body doesn't want in town, which means in town would be your core.
Okay.
You don't want any type of transaction of toxicity happening around your heart or around, around your spleen or your adrenal glands. You want this to happen, in a place that's safe. So your body will push these toxins out into the extremities, your hands and feet, elbows, shoulders, hips, and it will make the transaction into the lymph tissue there, and then it will be drained back through the body so it can be processed out your liver effectively. And I find that, I think the body operates like that. It's always trying to protect the vital core. I think it's interesting, too, that the body stores toxins in the brain, but the brain's mostly fat. And fat is an excellent source of storage.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, you just don't want to store toxins in your brain. But if you have neural degeneration or mind issues, mental clarity problems, you can't remember why you walk into a room, names, numbers, and words are eluding you, you might just need to increase the blood flow to the brain and allow us to start cleansing out trash and debris from your body, and your brain will kick right back on. I mean, you didn't lose those files. You just got clutter. And
Wow.
It's just like a desk at your house. I can't find the papers, honey. Well, it's where you left it. And it's like, who's had that argument, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, it's probably true. Well, the brain does the same thing. And, if we can help the body cleanse out trash from the bowel, I mean, many people have one bowel movement a day and they think they're good. But they have that bowel movement at like 12 or 1 or 5 in the afternoon. They've been carrying around toxic crud all day long. Heaven forbid they're carrying it around for 2 and 3 days. Anybody let me come cook a steak in your oven at 100 degrees for 3 or 4 days? What do you think is going to happen to that steak?
It's going to be bad.
It's going to be ugly.
No bueno.
Yeah. See, Ethan's even got his nose is cringing. He's thinking, I wouldn't even let that go down in my house.
Yeah.
Kurt would probably.
Oh,
He'd
yeah.
probably be down for that.
I think he'd probably forget about it.
He probably has a steak in the oven right now. Just
Kurt.
doesn't even know.
Kurt.
So right now,
Turn the oven off.
it's 9:05. This is KHEARadio.com. If you're watching on Facebook, hit the share button right now. I guarantee you there are friends on your Facebook friends list. There are people in your life that you care about. Even if it's people you don't care about, you need to share it because they need to see this information. This is information that can change their life for the better. Starting today.
That's right. Today's the day, guys, and I want to encourage everybody. Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center loves helping people. That's what we do day in and day out. If you have health issues, if you have symptom patterns you were not genetically born with, guys, give us a call, 281-554-8600, or visit our website at justlivewell.com. We got amazing information up there to help you live better, be better, and stay better one bite at a time. And it does, guys, start with food. Food is medicine. It always has been, always will be. And if anybody's telling you otherwise, you need to recheck your sources because food drives so much of our day in and day out lifestyles. I mean, people come in all the time and say, it's all about exercise. Well, any good trainer will tell you 80% of the game is in the food. And any good bodybuilder will tell you it's always in the food. The workouts, drive the machine, but the actual physique comes via the diet.
Yeah, if you're working out, and you aren't seeing the results that you want or the results you think you're supposed to, it's most likely something that has to do with nutrition. Whether you're not getting enough food or not getting enough fat, maybe you need more carbs for the amount you're working, but your body, it's a balance. It's a balance up.
It's always.
So something on Sunday, somebody came up to me at church and they said, hey, who is that you had on the radio? They were listening on 99.5 FM, so they weren't, on Facebook. They were listening over their radio. They were asking,
awesome.
Who is that you had on? And hopefully you're listening now. But they were asking,
call in.
Where's his office? Where's he located? So I was, mentioning where you were located and how they can get a hold of you, and showed them the website, justlivewell.com, by the way.
That's right.
And what is the benefit? Because you have a really cool setup whenever you go there.
Yeah, so we have some cool health surveys that people just want to get a little screening. You can find out, stuff about allergies. So people ask allergy questions, sleep challenges, energy crises. I mean, whatever's going on in your body that you need help with, there's an answer for it. And there's a reason why your body's doing it. And if we can help you see why your body's breaking down, it gives you courage and hope to take one more step towards a different lifestyle, a new you. Because every 10 years, it seems to me that the body shifts. So things that you could do when you were 18, you might not be able to do as well at 28. Things that you can do at 28, you won't do as well at 48, 58, 68. And so we have these challenges every 10 years, things shift. And so we have to just be aware that if you've got symptom patterns you were not genetically born with, And you come into my office and I say, hey, it's probably this food, and you go, there's no way.
Yeah,
I've been eating that my whole life.
Right.
That's just rationalization for bad behavior, guys. And we've got to be willing to change. We got to be willing to do something different to get a different result. And that's what we're set up to do. So on our website, these health surveys just give you an assessment of whether or not your body's malfunctioning. So it gives you a score, and if you score this, over this, and under this, it tells you kind of where you're at. And that's at justlivewell.com. And those are free. We do, use that as a, if you do have a, health challenge. We also have our new patient paperwork up there. We're located in League City, Texas, and we just want to be of service to you. We've got chiropractic care at our office. We've got clinical nutrition at our office. There's plenty of clinicians to go around to make sure that we can serve the greater community, because we know that people are looking for answers. They're looking for service. They're looking for care, and they're looking for new insights to why their body's breaking down.
So I got a question. You talked about those 10-year shifts. Are there things that we can do, whether that's in the actions we make or the nutrition that we eat or the trash we put in, where we shorten those 10 years to be, 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years?
Absolutely. And it's just what I was telling you earlier, when I'm finding more and more 25-year-old and under people coming into my office looking for care because they're suffering with allergies. They're suffering with, chronic fatigue. They're dealing with depression. They're dealing with, the belly pain. And so migraines, headaches, whatever it is. And all of a sudden, it's the case of the suddenlies. Hey, 5 years ago I could do this. 3 years ago I could do that. But all of a sudden I can't do half of what I was doing. If you find yourself in the case of the suddenlies, where symptom patterns are creeping up, you're starting to feel the aging process uncomfortably, make sure that you consider that what you put in your body is potentially driving that cause, or something that you're doing day in and day out. Maybe something that you're drinking, or maybe you're not drinking enough good healthy fluids. And so we got to help realign you with good food. People have really lost the art of going into a kitchen and knowing how to prepare something with very simple ingredients.
Yeah.
Just throwing a chicken salad together with celery and chicken and putting different veggies into a pot and throwing even mayonnaise. Oh, heaven forbid. It's not the worst thing in the world. If it's got the bad oils, they have plenty of good oil versions out there, and you can make a chicken salad that'll make your head spin. You can put that over a keto bread, for example, and you can have like a keto kind of style sandwich with like almond flour or the cassava flour, the grain-free stuff. There's so many different ways to still entice your taste buds to indulge in good quality food and not feel the aftermath of symptom patterns, going forward.
You mentioned keto bread. I want to give a shout out to a local place called Sloppy Nick's, where I've been getting some keto bread, and they make sandwiches and all that.
It makes you excited. It makes you feel like you're still getting, what you've always gotten, and yet you're getting it in a better source.
Yeah, and then close to Sloppy Nick's is one of our partners, Brazil and Drops. They're going to be in studio tomorrow, and Desiree, she actually asked a question now. She's the owner of Brazil and Drops. She said, my husband is doing chemo. How can he make it better to have less side effects while he's going through that?
Yeah, so when a patient is on chemo or radiation, I have custom built protocol for those patients, because the whole point of chemo and radiation is to suppress the immune system. So obviously we don't want to come in and bolster and strengthen the immune system whenever the chemo is trying to destroy it, right? And so what we do is we get right alongside the patient, and we build a program that is what we call liver and visceral protective. We want to protect the organs as much as possible while the chemo is present in the body, killing the immune system and killing the cancer. And so we come in with things like milk thistle. We come in things with eleuthero. We come in things with to feed the adrenal system to encourage better blood flow, to create liver protection inside of a toxic situation, because that's what chemo is. It's a toxic drug put in as an art to make sure it doesn't kill you, but kill the cancer. But unfortunately, we don't utilize, and medicine doesn't have a clue on some of these protocols. They only know the drug, right? But if they would leverage both and be adjunctive, I think we would see less people dying of chemo and radiation exposure, and more people, beating the cancer.
Wow.
And I would be, it's never easy. But I got several patients right now on chemo, and one that's going into radiation. I think she started last week. And as sad as it is to go through those situations, because guys, the whole goal of my office is no drugs, no surgery, and hope that we never have to deal with the cancer. But when it happens, because it is happening at an astronomical rate, I mean, Houston is the cancer center of the world, right? We need to leverage tools that can protect your body in the midst of the storm. And we try to, what that does is damage control. That makes sense, right? And if we can do an ounce of prevention, it's worth a pound of cure. So obviously we want to prevent you from ever going down that road. But if you're in and on that path right now, there are things you could do to make your situation less symptomatic. Like most chemo and radiation patients, they just feel miserable. Well, a lot of the patients that come in that I'm working with, they find that their symptoms of the chemo and radiation dissipate. The pain in their body, the fatigue, the headaches, their body not performing well, the vitality is not so much lost whenever we are an adjunctive asset to them. And that's a valuable thing. So it's just, you got to come in and we have to just talk that out and find out where you're at in the process and figure out, what it is that we can do to help you through the rest of your journey there.
Okay.
And I also had a good question here about, just back on that topic of allergies. My son has, this is from Sarah. Hi, Sarah. I hope you're still listening. Your 3-year-old's got constant runny nose. Well, I want to know, is it clear drainage? Is it yellow drainage? Is it green? What color is it that we're dealing with? Because those colors mean stuff. If it's clear drainage, it's non-infectious allergies. You could probably do something like we recommended earlier, the D-Hist or something, or the liquid Allernest. It doesn't taste bad. Put it in a little water and they'll get it right down. But if it's green, it's infection. It's bacterial. And typically yellow is the start of that. That yellow-green is some kind of bacterial style pathogen that we need to push and help the body clear. So the immune system is asking for support. So depending on the type of drainage that he's having would give us a clue. But what I would do just on the instant is, hey, take him off of all mucus-forming foods. Number 1 on my list, milk, cheese, yogurt, sour cream, ice cream, whey protein. Take him off of anything dairy except for butter. He can indulge in Kerrygold's got a great healthy butter, or just an organic, Land O'Lakes butter if that's all you can find. But I mean, just make sure that it's organic.
Yeah. Okay. So here's another question. This is from Tracy. She said, if I intermittent fast 16 and 8, what tip would you give on the 2 days I do a high intensity interval training workout at 5 a.m.? My fast usually doesn't break until 11 a.m.
So if you're at what tip you're 11 a.m. Got it. So you're fasting through the morning, your workouts in the morning, and I'm assuming that the energy's low.
Need something to pick me up.
And so what you have to, I would do, I would leverage the Dandy Blend. I'd leverage the Ultima Refresher. These are like electrolyte drinks that you can use that aren't going to disrupt your intermittent fast. But also recognize that, okay, if you are exercising, this just goes in general for exercise when you go for a walk, when you go into the gym, when you do a high intensity, you should feel better at the end of that. You should feel better, 2 hours after that. Like if you find that when you exercise, you get sleepy during the process, it means that your blood sugar's low. So we've got to do adrenal blood sugar repair. And that might happen during your eating cycle. We want to see, all right, what kind of proteins are you putting in? What type of other inflammatory foods might be driving you to be sluggish in the morning? Because a lot of times when you're sluggish in the morning, it might be that your bowels aren't moving effectively enough. It's because your liver maybe didn't detoxify well enough. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep. So I would make sure that you, 1, get 8 hours of sleep. Number 2, I'd make sure that you're drinking, a good 32 ounces of water pretty quick. When you wake up, go to the gym, start that program, and have another 32 ounces while you're drinking, while you're into your workout. And so in any of your little breaks, start pounding some water. But you don't want to overindulge, but make sure that you're getting plenty of water in. You could also take I use a Celtic Premier Alaskan salt, and it has it's got 3 different forms of salt in it, but it's a clean whole salt. And I put about 8 shakes of this salt in a little shot of water, and I shoot it down. It revives the body. There's 82 trace minerals in the salt, and so it's not it's not going to restore all your demands, but obviously that crash is your body telling you it's struggling in an area, it needs nutrients. So I'd be looking at good sleep, water intake, and maybe even include the salt idea. Maybe even throw in the celery juice, because it's, even though you're fasting, the celery juice could cleanse the blood and have a therapeutic benefit in that little window of time, and there's not going to be enough calories that's going to account, in my opinion, towards you having a change in your intermittent fast.
So here's a couple more questions. There's actually 2. One is actually feedback from Tracy that we were just talking about. She said, I feel fine. I just have always been told to eat protein within 30 minutes of your workout.
Oh, yeah. So, and in that respect, there's some truth to that. I mean, I've always been seen that is, there's a window of time post-workouts where we want to restore and replenish. But if you're eating clean throughout your afternoon when you're putting food in, and you feel fine during and after your workout, you're fine. And the way you'll know is, are you getting the results that you're after? Are you feeling like your muscles are, still growing in the way that you want them to, or shaping in the way that they want them to? Where things start going wrong is when you start having energy crashes after a workout, which means you overindulged. You worked out too hard. It is possible.
So this is from Jose, who is, him and Chevy are good friends. They own Tetelestai, which are one of our partners here at KHEA Radio. So shout out to Tetelestai and all of the products that they have and new ones that they're introducing. He said, if you're trying to lose some weight but still maintain muscle, is it as simple as making sure your protein intake is up?
Yes, but also you got to if you're trying to lose weight, you could decrease your carb count and make sure the carbs that you're putting in your body are clean carbs, or what we call high nutritionally dense carbs like vegetables, and watch the intake of grains, bread, rice, cereal, pasta, potatoes. These things they not only slow down our bowels, but they are a lot of times empty calories. They're processed food. There's basically, when you're trying to gain weight, you do have to get adequate protein, but you can't. This new diet that people are doing, the carnivore diet, where they're just eating protein.
It sounds good to me. I'm not going to lie. It sounds good, but I don't know.
Believe you me, I think it sounds fantastic also. But the reality is you do need fiber. You need things to sweep clean the bowel.
Okay.
And people's digestive tracts today, like you were saying earlier, are we putting in foods that are causing our bodies, you basically said, causing our bodies to age faster. I said 10 years. Could it happen in 5? Absolutely it could. Generationally, we're seeing more diseases in this generation than we saw when I was a kid, growing up in the 80s. It was just a matter of like what changed? Well, the food pyramid changed. The processed food pyramid changed. We started adding more grains. Grains became 7 to 11 servings of our foundational diet. Well, that's the worst advice we could have given anybody. But the reason we had it at the bottom is because the FDA decided when they changed it, to take fat out of the diet at 5% reduction in total intake. Well, now everybody's walking around starving because, see, when good healthy fats are in your body, your blood sugar doesn't fluctuate. Like, it's stable. It's like a log on a fire. It burns hot and it burns long. But when you put excessive carbs in your body, it can cause your body to fluctuate that blood sugar up and down, which stresses out your adrenal glands. And then you compound that with the pressures of life and the now processed food. Man, it's a recipe for disaster. So you've got, when you're trying to lean up, you want to cut the carbs down. You don't have to cut them out like keto, like all the way to 20 or 15. But just under 60 grams a day. You'll be shocked. Like 2 pieces of bread, one piece of bread is it's like 15 grams of carbs. Some potatoes, depending on where you get it, could be up to 58 grams of carbohydrates in a baked potato. That could be your entire day in one meal, of carbohydrate intake.
Yeah, for me, I don't like counting and looking at carbs. I just kind of made a mental note after the cleanse. Hey, I'm just going to not really have some. If I have some, I do, it'll be very little. I'm not really that big of a fan of potatoes.
Yeah.
I'm not really that big of a fan of pasta. When I tell people that, they're like, what?
Yeah.
But I'm not. And so for me, it's kind of easy. And then I've gone to Sloppy Nick's. I get the keto bread. like on a burger.
Feel like a cheat.
Yeah, and it feels good, and I put bacon, eggs, and mushrooms, and it's like delicious.
And I think that you just nailed it. The average American has a 10 to 11 meals that they cycle and recycle. And so if we can get people to recycle or bring in just 3 new meals over the next month, or maybe the next quarter if you're really slow at it. I mean, this is the game. I don't care how slow you go, because a little bit of nutrition is better than no nutrition, right? And so if we can start moving you forward and slowly reducing the amount of inflammatory foods, what do we always say? What you eat's important, but what you
don't eat.
That's right. Hey, Ethan. Out of nowhere.
I
mean, I was just waiting for an echo, but it was like almost,
in
just
unison.
There.
Ethan, you're on the ball today. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Doing a great job.
He was just excited. I think he stayed up all night nervous if he was going to be
studying the sheets like don't eat. Okay.
I was like, okay. I gotta memorize Dr. Choppa's phrases. I gotta be prepped.
Be prepped
whenever
and ready.
He's ready to say them.
That's right.
Here's another question. This is from Ashley. And she said, the flu is spreading through our house. What are the top 3 things I can do for my family? I need to make a run to your office today. I think we met her at it's Ashley Syme. Am I saying her name right? Sime?
Yeah, I believe she does the skincare.
She
right?
does. Yeah.
So, if you're certain that it's flu, the way you want to support the immune system when you're dealing with flu. Now, you're going to have the achiness, you're going to have the fever, you're going to be like that. My body is feeling like death warmed over. Virasid is a great product. Imuplex is a great product. Coral Legend or calcium lactate, a fantastic product, because those products supply the body at its most fundamental level, those 3. And I would literally put all 3 of them in, and they can help you with the doses and stuff over at the office. And but definitely get after it. If for some reason after like 2 days you're not seeing a minimum 80% improvement, then you got to let us know. Maybe get in for a visit so we can analyze what's going on, because maybe it's not the flu and it's bacteria. And I mean, 'cause I had 2 patients yesterday come in that thought they had the flu, and it was a bacterial issue, not a flu issue. And if you go and you stimulate the immune system to target viral patterns, well, that's great, but you got a current bacterial type infection and you need support in that region of the body. Well, you've got to help the body shift its eyes over towards how to go after that process. And we use a different protocol. Congoplex would be my number 1, Thymex, sesame seed oil, things like that to go stimulate those bacterial upregulatory immune support pathways.
Cool. Okay, so we have another question. This is from Josue and Tetelestai again, and I kind of want to spin it and ask my own after this. He said, okay, so now the most important question of the day for Dr. Choppa. How many tacos can I have without putting on weight? And the way I see that, if you're doing so much work, like let's say you're cutting down on, the fried food, you're cutting down on, the corn, you're in your diet, you're cutting down on all this stuff. Is it possible to have those days where you have, the tortillas, whether they're real flour, they're real corn tortillas, and not undo all that work that you've done for like a week?
I mean, I think so, right? I mean, the body shouldn't be so fragile that you can't indulge in cheats. I mean, y'all pick on me and joke around with me about, me not cheating and stuff like that. But again, I think that what I see with people is that the body should not be so fragile that you can't and have fun. Well, the life is not about restricting everything. So I never want to, give this illusion that if you come and be a part of my office, you're going to be me. What I've found over the years is that, again, every 10 years the body shifts. I'm a product of gene expression. I'm trying to express the healthy vitality genes so that I live long, fully functional in spirit, mind, and body, 125 years. That's what I'm shooting for. And so you could overindulge, but maybe there's others. The way you would know is, how do you feel after you indulge in those tortillas and all those tacos and you overeat? When you overeat, do you crash and burn? And are you down and out for 3 days? Because the longer you're down and out, the more inflamed your body is, and you just pushed it to the ground, right? And so it's harder for you to get yourself back up. So if you had, say, 3 tacos, handful of chips, and you kind of fall off the wagon, and you don't really notice like your system crashed too hard, then, just know that if you did that every day, it'll sooner or later catch up to you.
Yeah. So the other day we were out in Bay Cliff and we were filming for Talk of Taco, and I ate 8. I ate 8 tacos, but okay. They were
how
delicious.
Did you feel?
You know, I didn't eat dinner, not because I didn't feel bad. I felt awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I felt awesome, but I wasn't hungry because I ate more than I had.
Many.
And you know, they're street tacos. So from the taco truck, they're a little bit smaller. So we did 4, and we filmed, and then we had to have 4 more because we had to get another shot. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna let these go to waste.
I mean, yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Be like Taco Tuesday. That'd be like nobody would bring you tacos anymore.
There were 12. There were 12 tacos, and so I showed some self-control because I didn't eat the other 4. I took some home to my wife, and that's that. But honestly, they were corn and flour mixed. You know, they made the tortillas there. I didn't feel bad, and I think part of that was because I had been not really like living that lifestyle. I didn't gain any weight. It was one day.
Right.
I just didn't eat dinner because I wasn't hungry.
And the way I look at it, literally, the image in my head is you put all that food in the food tube, right? Mm-hmm. And because you haven't been eating terribly on the front end of that experience, your body was able to move that through. It might have taken, you might have seen a change or a slowness in the bowel transit time, but it didn't rock your rocker, so to speak, and you're able to keep on trucking. And that's good. I mean, you want to see that. And then if you would have carried that habit forward, you would have started seeing maybe the skin erupt, maybe you would have felt a little sluggish, tired, maybe a headache in the base of the skull. Every time anybody out there that has headaches in the base of your head, mm-hmm. and you always complain of neck stiffness, shoulder tension, and that headache sits in the base of your head and it wraps up around and grabs hold of your eyeball and pops it out.
Ouch!
You folks out there know exactly what I'm talking about that has it. That's a digestive headache, and we've got ideas in our office to help push. If I can push your bowels inside of an hour, I can get the progression of that headache to stop. Within 4 hours, we can typically get it to go away without drugs and surgery, or without drugs, Tylenols and things. And that's cool. I mean, because if you start realizing that, oh, my headache might be, from something else that I'm doing, you stop reaching to the drug and you start going, oh, if I can name a thing, I can control a thing. If I can name a thing, I can control a thing. If I can figure out where this thing's coming from, I can go, fix the source, and I can stop the pattern of pain. And I think that in a lot of patients come in over time that have been through the medical ringer, so to speak, mm-hmm. fell through the medical cracks. Medical system gave up on them because their symptom patterns were just not resolving. They land in my office, right? But it's because we take the time, guys, to listen to your stories. We want to hear from you. We want to go through a timeline history. We want to figure out, why your body's breaking down. What have you been doing over the last, 5-10 years trying to fix your problems? And all of a sudden, we come in and start course correcting this, course correcting that. I have a guy down in the valley right now that I get on the phone with. Never met him, and except through phone. And he's got ulcers. I mean, that's what he's got.
What's his first name? Is he the gentleman who watches from the valley down here?
No, it's a different guy. His name is Moggy. And hi, Moggy. If you're, he probably's not paying attention. But anyways, he's got this bowel issue where he literally leaves work in pain because his stomach is so upset. And so initially, listening to his story, I literally have had to strip his diet down every week that I've been on the phone with him. To I get it to a place where we can eat food and not have intestinal flare-ups, belly pain, like burning. And so I had to start using, basically I have this stuff called chlorophyll that is like a 3rd-degree burn ointment that I can put in your system, and it will heal an ulcer inside the tissue. And I basically coat that stuff inside the tissues, and I take those inflammatory burdens away long enough. But healing some of these ulcers takes time because they've been there forever. For him. I mean, he's been suffering for a good 4 years.
So how do you create those? Is it just from diet and some genetics?
No, it's all complete diet. I mean, it's an infection. Underlying, it's an infection that didn't get taken care of. Overindulgence of antibiotics could drive that process. Mm-hmm. Overindulgence of antacids could lead to that product because now you're not digesting your food well. So it's like now somebody's just in there rubbing,
ouch,
your skin tissue in the digestive tract, and it gets irritated, and that irritation never gets healed appropriately, and it turns into an open wound, and that's an ulcer. So it's now every time food crosses an open wound, it's like you pouring salt in a wound and it going, ouch. You know what I mean? So that's we have to go in and work with that. And it is sometimes slow because you have to give the body time to heal, and you have to restore some of these deep wounds that they develop inside the tissue. So, but anyway, it fascinates me because although we haven't got him fully resolved yet, he had his first week where he only had 1 day this week where he's had, or last week, where he had any belly pain at all, and it wasn't as extreme as it used to be. Mm-hmm. But we have him only eating chicken as a protein, so he doesn't waste away on us. But the week before, I had to take him to a vegetable-only diet. I mean, and so we had to strip his diets to the nuts and bolts, and that's extreme. But we don't want to do that to everybody, and we're not going to do that if we don't need to. But you have to recognize that, hey, if your body is so shredded and torn up, sometimes it takes, massive shift and change and willpower to turn that system around. And just like, I've got another guy up in all these intense ulcer cases are like people that are like 4 or 5 hours away. They come down, and literally every month I work with them. But man, this guy went from the same story, agonizing belly pain, stripped his diet down, lots of work for about 6-7 months. Now he can eat anything he wants. He has no problems anymore. We healed it. And he carries around now the habits that we taught him, and he doesn't go back to the pizzas and the greasy foods and the fried, junk food constantly, day in and day out. Does he indulge every now and again? Yeah, he does. He even said, I can have a beer again with his buddies, fight night or something, and you go have a beer or something. Hey, if that's your thing, well, great. But one of the things that you got to realize is that if it is your thing and it's tearing you down, you're just compounding your problem, and sooner or later. So, you pay now or pay later. You're going to pay a price if you don't interrupt that cycle of bad behavior and heal the tissue.
Yeah. The other day we saw that you went to, is it the Lone Wolf podcast?
Oh, yeah.
How did that go? I tried to watch a little bit, as much as I could. We had some stuff going on, but...
Dark Wolf,
I'm sorry.
Lone Wolf. I was like, where's that at? Wolf.
Yeah, I knew it was, that's what I thought it was, but yeah, Dark Wolf. How did that go?
It went really well. John Jeffrey's got a lot of really cool stuff going on in his little world, and he's got different guests that come on his show, and we just, it's fun. We've got a good track record of history, so him and I just dialogue well, talking about where people are at, mm-hmm. whether it's making right food choices, whether it's getting out there, making a decision to like pound the street, get after it, exercise, do something. If the dude don't move, the dude don't groove. So the more movement patterns we can keep people enrolled in, the more they're going to groove throughout their day, throughout their week, throughout their month, and be more productive, more vibrant, and more, the way I always can tell if somebody's feeling good or not is everybody has a story to share. Everybody wants to share that story at some level in their social circle. If you find yourself not telling your stories anymore, you're not engaging in conversation, you're almost kind of, backing away or avoiding, interaction with your close, intimate circles, there could be something wrong in your body that your body's trying to tell you, hey, I'm wanting you to, back away because I'm irritated. Or if you find yourself easily, irritable, easily angry, these could all be simple liver decongestion problems. We fix those issues and you're good. And Gal came in yesterday that we've been working on her spleen, cleaning up spleen aspects. And you're thinking, you can clean up like all these different systems, liver, kidneys, and spleen, and immune. Absolutely. We do it day in and day out. And she was having a lot of self-image issues. And those self-image issues are all tied up in the visceral somatic reflexes of your spleen. Visceral somatic reflexes. I know I said that fast. But these are, every organ system in your body has an emotional response to how you interact with the world. So if it's anxiety, it's in the gut. If it's self-image, it's in the spleen. If it's anger and agitation, it's in the liver. Or if it's resentment, it's in the gallbladder. And that, as weird as that sounds, these are just things that people observed for years and years and years, and we can start seeing these patterns and correlations, and we can literally target tissues in their history and say, hey, this is the general theme of where we need to start. You're an adrenal case, you're a kidney case, you're a heart case, you're a digestive case. And 80% of all the games that we play is working on the digestive tract and the blood sugar, because when you balance the blood sugar and you're not on this roller coaster ride of blood sugar swings throughout the day, you're naturally just going to feel better. Because, I mean, think of the energy it takes to stabilize your blood sugar up and down all around. If it's on a roller coaster ride, you don't know. I mean, as fast as you're up, you're also down, so that's irritating to a body.
Yeah.
That wants to be mechanical and machinery.
I mentioned this to you before, but whenever you wake up from a nap, which I don't really get to take that many naps anymore, unless I'm like, it's like an accident. I'm home and my kids are jumping on me and I just like close my eyes. I'm like, what happened? But whenever I wake up from that moment, I always want to go find something that is very sweet, something that is sugar filled, like a cupcake or a cake or a brownie. I don't really eat much of that stuff as it is, but that's whenever I crave it. I crave it. Like I first wake up and I'm like, I want to go find a cupcake, or I look in the fridge and I'm like, I want to drink some orange juice or something just to get something sweet.
Sugar. Yeah, and I think that's a classic adrenal response. So like when your blood sugar's off, your adrenal glands are going to try to balance you out. So your adrenals know how to find, what they need to get your energy levels back up. Or, if that was something that was like a reoccurring pattern for you, you needed a nap every day from 2 to 3, and then you woke up feeling, like you're craving sugary foods, that's yeast overgrowth in the body. We'd come in and start doing some anti-yeast work, dieting, and anti-yeast work protocols to kill the yeast and to cut that, excessive weeds down, so to speak, to a more manageable level.
Yeah, so what do I, it hasn't happened in a while, but
I wonder why. Post-detox, you're so much cleaner right now than you were. And that's, if you think about it, that's one of the things I would tell you is observe what's going on in your world when you start finding yourself looking for naps or craving sugar. Is what have I been doing that now I don't have that? And when it starts coming back, ask the question, what have I been doing that's maybe potentially allowing that? I mean, You're literally, you set up a great point of you did a detox, and you guys go out and y'all, eat all kinds of fun food.
Mm-hmm.
But you also just made a statement that if I overindulge at lunch, I'm not going to eat a big dinner, or I might even skip dinner. It's the whole eat like a king or queen for breakfast, eat like a prince or a princess for lunch, eat like a beggar for dinner, And so if we eat less throughout the day, or we engage in some of these intermittent fasting protocols, what happens is you're allowing bowel transit time to work in your favor. You're allowing food time to work its way through your tissues so that things don't stagnate and sit in there. I saw Curt was watching. Curt, did you turn the oven off?
Probably not.
You left that steak in there 3 days ago.
Yeah.
I see you're eating Cheetos. Put that bag down.
Right now it's 9:40 a.m. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. Make sure that if you're watching on Facebook, share this video out. If you're listening on 99.5 FM, thank you so much. Whether you're at work, you're at school, you're in the car, wherever you're at, we appreciate you listening. Go ahead and call a friend. Tell them to turn on 99.5 FM. You can stream us at KHEARadio.com from anywhere in the world. You have internet. So go ahead and do that. Spread some positivity today. We're excited to have you listening in, hanging out with us as we have Dr. Chapa in studio. We have Dr. Chapa in every Tuesday starting at 8:30 a.m. We talk about being healthy. We talk about detoxing. We talk about living a better way, taking a more natural approach whenever it comes to your body.
Absolutely. And it's, guys, if you have symptom patterns that you weren't genetically born with, whether it's allergies, whether it's blood pressure, whether it's cholesterol, whether it's, you just don't think clearly throughout the day, and you can't get through your day without rocket fuel. You can't get through it without these energy drinks, and you can't get through it without coffee. You can't get through it, without some sort of sugary food or pastry. Here's the thing. There is a reason for that. Your body's breaking down. We want to help you see where it's breaking down and start giving you some tools that make you more in control of the aging process and your overall vitality and productivity. This is fun. We are puzzle solvers at our office. Jennifer and I, when we get into a case, we are always looking for ways to restore function back to the body. When Dr. Amber and I get together and we share ideas on how to structurally take care of patients, we are looking for the underlying cause of why your body is malfunctioning. And there always is. I mean, there's always a domino that got out of kilter and caused the whole rack to fall. And so we want to help you find those underlying burdens that are causing your body the most damage and causing your body to age faster than it should. You don't have to live in symptom land. You can come to Oz. That's where we will take you.
Does that make you the wizard?
A little
maybe.
Maybe. I could be the wizard, but I will reveal myself.
Okay.
Because the ultimate healer, everybody, just so we are clear on that, is God Almighty. He is the great physician. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. He can heal your body. He will restore your body back to fully functional. And what I get to do is assist in that process of guiding people to taking control of what they can take control of. And that is what we put into our body, what we put on our body, and the way we think throughout our day. I love this show because you guys represent just a positive, a reach to give people just something to enjoy going forward, to put a smile on their face. We want to educate you. We want you to feel not only educated, but also having a good time in the process, because that's when you learn the best, is when you're enjoying the work.
Okay. I got a question about the cauliflower crust pizza. So what I understand that's a better option. I guess they take like gluten, some things out, but like, why is that a better option? Like, how do they even make that? It doesn't even make sense to me. Like, how's that okay?
Well, because it's primarily a cruciferous vegetable. I mean, and so when they take wheat out of it, they're taking all the grains out. And so what are they taking out? They're taking out gluten. So if you got gluten issues, or if your gut is irritated, you overindulge in these things, it can slow down that bowel transit time. But when you look at the calories from a piece of pizza versus a cauliflower piece of pizza, it's very much, lower in calories. So
okay.
you're putting a more nutrient dense calorie in, as opposed to just, white bread that's been bleached and that's got fake food in it. If you eat make-believe food, the best you'll ever have is
make-believe health.
Oh my God, you guys are killing me this morning. This is great. I'm so excited. So the idea here is, if we can help you eat more rich, nutritionally dense foods, you're going to feel amazing more often. So when you eat a cauliflower crust pizza, or a coconut flour crust pizza, or even an almond flour crust pizza, there's more nutrition in it, and it has less of a impact. Some of these other options on bowel transit time, they don't slow your system down. Slow bowels, slow life. I mean, everything slows down.
That's kind of what the game is, right? The whole like digestion, and if your body is taking too much time and is working too hard to digest and get food in, it can cause other symptoms.
Absolutely. And think about it. If your body is spending all of its energy to break down the meal that you had 3 days ago, okay, because that does happen, well, no wonder you're tired. No wonder you're mentally cloudy. No wonder you can't remember where you put your keys, or you forgot 4 items on the list, because there was only like 5 items and you forgot 4 of them. What
yeah.
I mean, if you're finding yourself in that place, there is typically a reason why your mental capacity. I mean, it could be stress, right? I mean, we haven't really talked much about stress, but I mean, right now they say that the pressures of life are up 30%, and from the 1980s, and we're just a lot fast-paced society. Man, we are go time all the time, and we never get our bodies a break. People are sleeping less. The sleep they do get is less quality. And so when you compound all these factors, the body never has time to heal. Then we eat things that slow our body down, so it has to internalize all that energy to break down and digest that food. As we age, our digestive enzyme production goes down, our stomach acid production goes down. They say that this is one of the reasons why antacids are on the rise, is that the stomach acids that you produce in your 20s, you have 10% in your 60s. Well, and that's because I asked the question, why would God put a system in our body that wears out before our time is up?
Right.
It's not that God messed up. It's that we messed up. We started indulging in processed food, junk food, foods that don't have any enzymes to break themselves down in our system, and our body has to do all the work. We're literally wearing out our body's own digestive resources, and by the end of our when we're in our 60s and 70s, the body has nothing to give, because we didn't restore good, wholesome nutrition so the body could have healthy production of enzymes and stomach acids.
Dr. Chapa, you mentioned a little bit ago, and I think this is what you said, that stress is up about 30% since the 1980s.
Yeah.
So what are those foods that are causing stress? I understand there's other factors, but are there any foods that we're eating that are potentially causing stress on us?
Absolutely. So number one, it's the chemicals that we put on our food. So pollutants that we're spraying pesticides onto our crop. We're putting bleaches, we're putting dyes, we're putting preservatives all over our food. And so anything that we eat that is processed food is a potential inflammatory, there you go, a potentially inflammatory food that you could be putting in your body that's low in nutrition. So you've got to be mindful of what processed food. Then you look at like wheat products. From a perspective of just the top 4 most common food allergies that people could avoid and take into their day-to-day, starting now, it would be wheat, dairy, corn, and soy. Those, start playing with those foods. If you say, well, I've already got those out of my diet, or I've worked those out of my diet, I've got through this process, where do I go from here? It'd be peanuts, chocolate, tomatoes, and red meat.
What about pistachios?
Pistachios are going to be in the peanut category.
Okay.
But I also give people, I just focus on the peanuts because peanuts, the reason they're number 5 is because they are the most genetically engineered nut. Wow. Everybody indulges in nuts. The little peanut guy controls all the seeds. You know what I mean? That little guy, what's his name?
With the monocle on him, Mr. Peanut, I think.
Mr. Peanut, yeah. And so Mr. Peanut has genetically engineered all of our food.
That's Kane.
All of our peanuts.
Top hat.
Yeah, that's right. And it's like he's winking at you I'm destroying you every time you eat a roasted nut. See, the fastest way to kill a monkey is to feed them roasted nuts. And so that's why when you go to the zoo, what do they say? Do not feed
the animals.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're on a very restrict diet. And the reason it's not so much that they're on a strict diet, it's that they don't want to say, hey, the food that you're eating is going to kill my elephant or kill, my monkey. And so we don't feed them our food. What's up with that?
It's good for us to eat, but not for the animals.
Right,
it's well, the animals
right.
Yeah.
And I would say from a perspective, if we just pay attention to those subtle cues, that we're obviously eating what we call moldy nuts. So the mold count in nuts are higher. The genetically modified nuts are higher. And we roast almost, if not all, nuts. And that's what people are buying. Even whenever you go to the HEB and you grind those peanuts right out of the deal, those are still roasted nuts.
No, but they taste.
I know.
They taste pretty good.
It does.
Honey roasted.
And I would say that if you do the grinding, it's probably better that you ground your own as opposed to buying some of these processed peanut butters.
Okay.
And because the processed peanut butters, if you look at it, what do they have in it? High fructose corn syrup, one of the 4 deadly food additives. So if you switch from now food conversation to what are those preservatives that we've got to get out of our diet? So this is going to be things like high fructose corn syrup. If you look on your gum and you see high fructose corn syrup, if you look on your cola and you see high fructose corn syrup, put it down, walk away. It is poison. It's no good for your body. It's no good for your liver. It will never give you vitality and overall abundance.
I saw somewhere the other day that in other places, like other countries, they don't put high fructose corn syrup in. I think it might have been in Europe or in the UK somewhere. It's they only use real sugar, which I guess, is that a better option? If you have to have a soda, you drink it with cane sugar or real sugar as opposed to the high fructose corn syrup, or is it kind of just both aren't good for you?
Well, I mean, the cane sugar is going to be so much better than high fructose corn syrup. But if you have been eating a lot of high fructose corn syrup over the years, even that sugar is still causing other areas of malfunction to happen. And so we want to help the body, get those things out. So we look at the 4 deadly foods, or 4 major food allergens, and then we look at the 4 deadly food additives. So the high fructose corn syrup, partially hydrogenated oil, because the partially hydrogenated oil clogs up the liver, which then messes up the body's ability to process stuff through, and slow liver, slow thyroid. So now you feel fatigue, mental clarity challenges. And then you got MSG, monosodium glutamate, very well known, documented, brain degenerative agent. It causes neural pathways to decline in productivity and sharpness and acuity. And then artificial sugars, the pink stuff, the yellow stuff, the blue stuff. If you're putting any of those substances in your body, or if you see things like aspartame or acetylflame or sucralose on your labels, pull those things out of there. Those are things I have seen have a direct impact on. I've seen people get out of wheelchairs after 30 days that were completely, disconnected by taking food additives out of their diet. The 4 deadly food additives, the ones we just mentioned.
Here's another question. This one's from Kelsey. She said, what if it says corn syrup and not high fructose corn syrup? Is there a difference, and what is it?
Yeah, so the corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, are pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
And the new word is crystalline fructose. So one of the popular alternatives, I can't remember the brand, but if you look at it, it says crystalline fructose on the label. Crystalline fructose is high fructose corn syrup in disguise.
So they had to rebrand it, huh?
They had to rebrand it, and they didn't tell anybody because until people start talking about it, now they were bringing attention to it. And so this is the great marketing, guys. Most of the things that you're consuming today that you think are healthy are only healthy because of great marketing. And there are people that spend billions of dollars every year trying to get and compete for your almighty food dollar. And we control what's in those grocery stores. If you buy it, they replace it with more of the same. And if we have symptom patterns that are caused from these bad choices, and we don't change the food buying power of what we're purchasing at the store, we're not going to change the quality. We're not going to change the type of food. I mean, if you look at like the cassava brand of chips that somebody mentioned earlier on the feed,
Ashley.
And thanks, Ashley. And if you look at their story, I was just reading their story. They had a sister, one of their kids have. It's like a family of like 8 or 11 or something crazy, and they are a Hispanic family, and they eat a lot of tortillas, a lot of corn chips, a lot of these things. But she had multiple autoimmune disorders. So if you've got an autoimmune disorder, that just means you've slipped through the symptom land crack, and you're now into autoimmune land. Oh, you don't want to keep going down that pathway. It just gets worse, right? So what that family did is they said, well, we don't want to lose our family traditions. We've got to make some changes. They made changes. They discovered they could use cassava. They've jumped on the almond flour wagon, and now they've got a brand that we all are indulging in, and they did it out of desperation to find a solution for their family.
Okay,
and I think that's amazing.
I think so too. Here's another mention. This is from Kelsey as well. So she said that corn syrup is an ingredient on the unsweetened almond milk creamer. Is there any other alternatives they can go to? Yeah,
so here's the deal. So this is where we have to kind of pick the battle, right? Like which battle are we going to win? Ideally, I would love it if they would make one that had no sugar in it, But I would rather you do almond milk creamer, and we work with the corn situation than to put regular milk in there. The milk issue is a far bigger, hit to your overall function and vitality, your overall health picture. Like you're going to pay more in health quality than if you got into that little bit of creamer, and it's a small shot of it, right? So ideally, I would love it if you learned to drink your coffee black. Or use just straight coconut milk, like out of a can or and put some of that to give that creaminess. Put some cinnamon and vanilla into your coffee and flavor it up that way. Like do your own work. But I'm assuming you're probably running into a coffee shop and that's what they have as an option. And so if that's the case, well then you kind of have to you're picking convenience, so you're going to lose a little bit of health.
You know what you need to do? You make Choppa points, kind of like Weight Watchers has theirs. You have so many Choppa points. Okay, you want the corn syrup with the almond, that's this many points, but if you just put straight up milk in there, it's 5, but it's only 1 if you do this.
Yeah, and I do like that. That's a brilliant idea there, Gardy. So, and I really appreciate you trying to, figure out solutions on how to integrate this information into your world, because guys, the whole point of me coming on this show is to share a message, because people just need information. They need to know that there's tools. We got supplemental tools, detox tools, we got herbal therapies, glandular upregulation tools that we can literally overhaul the body and help it to age more gracefully. And if your body is not performing for you like you want it to, give us a call, 281-554-8600. Visit our website, justlivewell.com. Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center loves you guys, man. We want to help you live your best life and give you tools, non-drugs, non-surgical tools to help you help your kids, help this next generation not suffer the way this generation really is suffering.
Do you have any events coming up soon? I know you just had one.
Yeah, so there's a couple things that are going on. I'll just throw it out to you, and we can talk later. But Hope Golf through Anchor Point Ministries has a great fundraiser coming up that we're going to be a part of, and maybe you guys could come out and do some filming and play some golf with us. That'd be fun.
Cool.
And I don't know if y'all would be down for that. And then if we have a women's health talk coming up in March. Is that March next month already?
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll have the details for that. So that's going to be on a Thursday night around 6:30, and we'll have Miss Ashley post the date and the time. But it's going to be a great class on women's health and how chiropractic fits into that process, how nutrition fits into the nervous system, and how we can use all the tools to help you live a more helpful women's health life.
Kind of speaking of that, and we have Moms on a Mission MOM coming in next. We are having an event, KHEA Radio, Abundant Life, and we're calling it a community baby shower. And we'd love for you to be there if you have that day open to have a table. It's a Saturday morning. So what we're doing is we are going to be giving expecting moms, diapers. We're going to be giving expecting moms, hopefully a baby bag. That's what we're trying to collect enough stuff so we can get everybody who signs up and registers on our website something. So we're not really sure what to expect, but I think it's going to be pretty big once we get the word out there, because there's no requirement. Just be your expecting mom.
Yeah.
And you can show up and you can partake, and we want to bless you. We want to make sure that you get, diapers and a little bag and some information.
That's awesome.
So if you are available, we'd love to have Ashley down here, you down here, have a table set up. You can show them natural, what you're about and all that.
Yeah, and I think that would be so fun for us. So just let us know the time and the date, and we'll do what we can to make sure we're partaking, because this is all about community. And this is one of the things I love about our show is that this is a community show. You guys are driving these questions. Y'all are asking great questions. We want you guys to know that we're going to try to answer all your questions and help you guys live the best life you can through food. Living well is possible, and we don't have to suffer with symptom patterns. So again, if you guys need service, need help in any way when it comes to your health, and you're looking for alternatives to drugs and surgery, or you're just sick and tired of, suffering with whatever it is you've been suffering with for the last several years, give us a call, 281-554-8600, or visit our website at justlivewell.com and let us know how we can help you.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Chapa.
All right, guys, y'all have a great afternoon.
This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's 10 o'clock. We had Dr. Chapa in studio. He'll be back next Tuesday. We're going to keep it going. If you're on Facebook, don't go anywhere. We're going to keep talking about everything that's going on in the community. We're going to have Moms on a Mission MOM in studio. I'm excited to talk about all the events they have coming up and all the stuff that they've been doing. This is 99.5 Kickstart, KHEA Radio. All right.
Yeah, man. So I don't know if y'all be down, but
yeah.
Hope Golf would be a fun thing that we'd love.
That'd be cool.
Come and help us promote.
Yeah, let us know about the event and all that, and we'll be able to.
Yeah, it's a charity that basically takes care of expecting.
With Anchor Point, right?
Anchor Point.
Yeah, we've had Anchor Point in, and they're awesome.
Yeah, so that would be a fun thing. So.
Yeah.
On a mission.
Hello.
How are y'all today?
Good.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, I decided to.
I'm rocking the rodeo look.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
That's awesome. I need to get one of y'all's cards.
Oh, yes. Oh, right here.
Yeah, so what's up, Facebook? Thank you for staying tuned. We got some guests in studio. We got Colleen and Sarah with Moms on a Mission MOM hanging out. They're going to be talking about everything they have going on. Is Concetta coming too?
She's on her way. So she had to get something for you.
From Galveston?
No.
Okay, from Dickinson. So what's been going on? How are y'all doing?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Yeah, you can move this to where it's comfortable and get it closer. And then Ethan will get his camera shot and everything else. So y'all have been busy.
Yeah.
And I've seen y'all did some photo shoots and kind of spreading some information about the nonprofit and everything. Yeah. First of all, who did the photos? They look good.
Lindsay Herringer. She's a local Dickinson photographer. She actually lives in my neighborhood and has always been so helpful for Moms on a Mission. So
that's cool.
Shout out to her as well.
I liked the vibes. It almost had like a beachy, with the. Where were y'all at the beach?
No, we were in the
Dickinson Park.
The one that does the Festival of Lights, kind
Yes.
of paying homage to Dickinson. That's such a quintessential place.
I don't know if you could tell, but it was very cold. So
I couldn't tell.
Oh, good, because we were freezing.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, 1, 2, smile.
And y'all had the black outfits on. It looked very uniform, but it was cool. So good job with those, everybody. And then the, I guess like the bios, just sharing a little bit. So if somebody's listening right now and you haven't heard about Moms on a Mission MOM, can y'all kind of give a little bit of the background, why y'all started and what y'all have done, since?
You can
start it off. Well, we started just passing out sandwiches after Harvey. It was kind of a thing that we could do with our kids. And I never envisioned that it would manifest into something like this, but
into like 200 packed lunches a day.
Yeah, it became like we had it like systematically laid out. And then after that, it was just really seeing a need and, hearing
Trying
a calling.
Fulfill what we could with the resources that we had.
So just starting, it was like, hey, we need to do something. We're going to do something. What we can do is we can start feeding people. And y'all did about 200 sandwiches, like lunches that y'all were doing a day?
200 to 250 a day.
Yeah, that's a lot of bread.
And it turned in, yes. But we had people literally, like, we didn't even know. I would just come home and people would have just dropped stuff off on our porch.
Yeah.
I realized that people's generosity is never like, it's always there. People are so generous, and it's a beautiful thing to see people come together.
It was being able to point people in the right direction on how they can use their resources.
Yeah. What we have found is that people want to do good. They want to donate. They want to give back. They just either haven't been presented an opportunity or don't know how.
Yeah.
And so as KHEA, at first it's weird asking people like, hey, do you want to donate or do you want to give? But when, Mary Bass, one of our friends, she was had to help us to be like, no, don't feel funny like asking for stuff because people want to. They just need to know there's an opportunity.
And we just started saying when we would go and ask for things, we're like, the worst thing they can do is say no.
Yeah.
And then you just move on. And then sometimes they come back and they're like, you know what? I was really thinking about it. And yeah. I do want to do it.
So one of our partners here, Burger Nation, they did a KHEA Kickstart burger, and I felt some mixed reviews and some tension between the Moms on a Mission MOM.
I'm totally up for it, Leah. I know you're listening, and Leah's gonna do it with me. I'll do it. I don't care.
They're gonna do it.
You're not gonna do it.
She's
I need you to do it.
Careful one.
I need you to do it.
She'll
It's very important.
I will try it.
That's what I asked.
You need us to.
I will try it.
I promise.
I will try anything. I feel like if y'all tried it and like we, are putting it out there with your name on it.
We're food connoisseurs. We wouldn't just sign our name to anything. This is a big deal. The rights to this have been fought over for like years now.
Well, we're gonna be hopefully working on a Moms on a Mission something.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's a little secret.
Where's that going to be at?
We don't know
It's a
yet that either.
we got to find it first.
We do know where it is. It's a secret.
Okay, that's cool.
Can't reveal everything.
But y'all did a fundraiser. Y'all did an event at Burger Nation.
Yes, they are so generous. Such a neat place to
Shout
partner
out to
with.
Mike and Tony.
Yeah, they're great owners.
Yes, and helped us reach closer to our goal for $1,000 scholarship. So
that's
was
really
awesome.
cool. Every time that they're usually there. Like if we show up unannounced, they're there. I know sometimes we dropped that video on Saturday, and there were some people that we heard they said they went and got the Kickstart burger, and they were like, hey, were Mike and Tony there? The guys in the video, they weren't there. I know. I don't know. Saturdays, it's busy. Being a business owner is hard. It's all the time, and so you do need like a moment to be, hey, I need to go sleep. But I don't think they were there at the time whenever that feedback came from that. But Curt went. Him and his girlfriend went, and we were excited because a lot of people they were moving because Curt went and they were like, I think we've sold 8 so far. And that was cool because the only place they heard about is from KHEA.
And people must like jelly on their burgers. So
yes. Y'all need to try it. I know it sounds like it would be weird.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, but are the jalapenos okay? Or is that kind of
I love
Oh, yeah.
The jalapenos don't steer me away.
No. We
Okay,
literally eat stuff and we will sweat. And we will keep eating.
That's good.
Like, just do it.
That's a good habit to have.
Yes, those gorilla peppers.
Yes, gorilla peppers at Chimichangas.
Yeah. So y'all mentioned an $1,000 scholarship.
Yeah.
Can you share a little bit about that?
So our scholarship, it's for a 2019 Dickinson High School graduate, and they can be going to a vocational school, a 2-year or 4-year college, and it has to do with, it's called the Loving Your Neighbor Scholarship. So it really has to do about how are you being good in your community. And it doesn't really, like it can be that you do huge things, or it can be that you do, things that only you know about, but like write about it. And how does that inspire you?
And that's tough to do.
Like
sometimes that's tough to write about yourself.
Yes, it is. It's really hard. And then the other question that we have, it's a two-parter, is how did Harvey affect you? And we don't mean like, you don't have to be a flood survivor to answer that question either, because Harvey affected everybody in different ways. And we want to know, like, how did that experience change you? Like, even if it's that you saw your friends that got flooded, or, you had to give rides to your friends for a while to school, things like that.
And I think it's a good scholarship, too, because so many kids that want scholarships or need them are like, well, we can't do it because we don't have the grades for it. But this isn't grade-based. This is community-based, which I think is such a good thing.
Yeah.
So is there going to be like a board or a group of people kind of going over? I assume y'all are going to get a lot of entries.
Yes, we have a silent committee.
That's good.
That will be it. So it does. None of the four of us will not make the decision. We've submitted it to our silent committee. That is not our board members either.
Yeah.
And so they are the ones that go over it, and then they will place their votes on who.
April 30th we'll get to
award.
That's awesome.
With the Dickinson Education Foundation. So we're really
I'm excited
to bless a student.
That's a big deal. Like $1,000 that can go a long way.
Yeah.
For some a local kid that's going to be starting a new journey and trying to figure out that's
books alone.
That's an interesting time in your life.
It is really interesting.
You're like, what am I going to do? Am I going to go to college? And then you probably change your mind a couple times, but it's very important to make sure that you have that. There's Concetta. We're gonna bring.
Or you get a degree and you're like, what did I
what
get that
now?
degree from?
Yeah, what now? So we're excited to get this going. We got a couple minutes left, and we can go on the FM as well. Concetta, you could come sit in this chair. We kicked Curt out so that way you can
Did you get it?
be here today.
I'm late today.
For a good reason, I hope that's in that bag.
Who gave y'all this?
Scott, do we have two now?
Hold on.
This is awesome.
I've had this
wait, she
since
brought
November.
goodies.
Since November.
And I keep forgetting it. And
The
that's
taco
one
kitty.
of the reasons why I'm late, because I love kitties.
But
Thank you
she
so
brought
much. You
goodies.
too.
And tacos.
How is your kitty doing?
He's so great. Hold on.
Her cat
I
is
have
on
the
point.
best picture of him last night. So
Oh gosh.
Destin decided to invite some like water softener guy to the house last night
Yes.
for a sales pitch. Okay, this dude was great. He like killed it with his job, right? But he still like didn't sell anything to us. However,
Okay.
I got a picture of Jerry listening to the conversation. Let me tell you, he was not impressed.
He was not.
No. And I had to tell the guy, I was like, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm just taking a picture of my cat. And he was like,
man.
okay.
We show pictures of our kids, and she shows pictures of her cat.
And that's fine.
It's
the
the same
taco cat. It is. Sometimes your fur babies are
Oh, now you can have one for you and one
more
for
important than your real children. Do y'all have pets?
I have 2 chihuahuas.
No, I do not. I have 3 children.
Check this out.
So let's see.
And it's live, so you've
Oh,
got
it's a
to
live
yawn.
photo. You can see.
Yeah, he's yawning.
Push down on that.
Concetta, what's in that bag?
Hi. Oh, I also
Aw,
stopped and got
dear.
tacos.
You got tacos.
I did.
That's awesome. Did y'all see it? Here, push it. It's a live photo. So we got some tacos too. So
We got a lot of
Oh,
tacos.
he's like yawning. He's like bored.
Ethan's excited.
They're all the same. Here, I'm just gonna pass them around. I'm sorry, that's so loud. There you go.
What kind of tacos did you get?
So
Ethan, take pictures of the tacos.
last minute, I got them.
Finally, there's food when we're here.
Yeah. So there's they didn't have what I usually get, which is the surprise. In Galveston, it's a very like well-known burrito. If you go, you want a surprise. If you go anywhere outside of off of the island and you ask for a surprise, they're like, "What kind of surprise?"
Yeah.
But in Galveston, they'll bring you this burrito. So it's potato, eggs, bacon, bean, and cheese.
Oh my goodness.
So good. But they didn't have that here. So I had to, make things happen. And so it's got barbacoa.
Barbacoa.
And oh my gosh, this is my favorite part. They had Cholula packets. So I took them all. Here, you want one?
So I took them all.
Well, I asked them first.
Oh,
but-
okay.
Oh, it's gonna
Here.
be like a hot
And I
mess.
also messaged one of my reps and said, "Oh, it's not spicy." Oh, I don't have any now.
Ethan, could you grab a napkin for us?
Who else?
A couple. So yeah, these look delicious. Y'all need to take photos.
This one's like.
Are you're in our Talk of Taco group?
So is Colleen.
Colleen, you're in there, but you're silent.
I'm a silent person.
Now is your opportunity.
Yeah. Get a picture of.
I'm pretty silent in
eating
that
this
group
greasy
too.
taco.
You get a pass.
They like you more.
I'm not silent anywhere else.
They're like those
Colleen,
two
you're about to
moms.
get kicked out if you don't start talking.
Where's Kurt? And I was expecting somebody to like forget my name today.
Man, I come in talking. So.
No, thank you. You bring a taco kitty. You bring us tacos. This is content for Talk of Taco. This is the stuff we need. You know, I'm going to be able to post
Taco
all this stuff in
Tuesday,
here.
yes.
It is Taco Tuesday.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
it
it
is.
is Taco Tuesday.
Oh, I'm starting the day off right, y'all.
I hashtag stuff Taco Tuesday even when it's not Tuesday. Like whenever I post, we made a Talk of Taco Instagram, just like posting pictures of tacos as well.
Yeah.
And I always hashtag Taco Tuesday
They don't know when
on
you're
a
eating
Friday.
that taco.
On a Friday, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
But I feel like you're in Texas. Like it's almost like a religion.
Thank you so
Tacos
much.
are very important here.
Did y'all see? I probably saw this on the Talk of Taco, but someone said that
Is the
there's
camera,
a
like, right on my
house
face?
rep or a state rep that is trying to make tacos the official state food.
And it makes sense.
I am very behind that.
What else could it be? You
What
know?
else could it be? Because I mean,
Wait, so Ethan, if
you
the
could
camera's right
argue
on my face,
barbecue,
get it
but
off.
like
Barbecue taco. Then you could do like a brisket taco, and then it'll
a
just
barbacoa taco.
yeah. Then people are be happy from both
I like how
worlds.
you said that. Too.
Oh,
wanna
yeah,
take
some
a
words
bite
I say,
and
you know,
everyone's
right?
You gotta get it.
I do.
Watching me.
It's pretty funny.
Boom. So
Okay, thanks. Put it on Gardy.
did you take a
Hold
pho-
on. Make sure you zoom in on everybody taking their bites.
No, don't. Take a picture of Gardy. He's used
So-
to people watching him while he eats.
That is true. But
Gardy, it's been a long time.
Sarah's
Good to
just
see you.
leave
it
the
is good to
room.
see you too.
Like,
So last time that I saw you, you were not a part officially, at least publicly, of Moms on a Mission.
I wasn't.
So how did that happen? How did I know that y'all had worked together, but how did it happen?
It was
It was, how do we even know? I mean, it just kind of like evolved
because
into.
she kept saying, "I just love you guys. I
I
just want to
did.
be a part of you guys."
I did. I was.
And you
I
don't
just
have to
kept
be
pushing
a
it.
mom.
I was like, I just really want to be a part of y'all. I love what they're doing, and I want to be able to. So I, grew up in kind of grew up in Galveston, but I do a lot in the Galveston community. And now that I live in Dickinson, I think it's important to be able to give back to the place that I live. So even though my business and everybody knows me in Galveston, I want to take that to Dickinson and, love on my neighbors. So
That's awesome.
What better group to do it with than these ladies?
So the other day, we went and filmed for some tacos. Surprise, surprise. And it was at somebody's house, and they
Oh,
opened
that
up
was-
their spice.
Yes,
and it was
Scott
just
Lacey.
like boom.
Wait.
Macio's everywhere.
So when y'all were at the rodeo, I heard the guy say some of his spices that they were using were Macio's.
Yeah,
That's right.
I was like, what?
it's just everywhere.
That's the goal.
Just to be everywhere. So we got
Yep.
18 seconds, and we're gonna go on the FM as well.
18. I'm gonna
Keep
take
it
a bite
going.
first. Oh.
And we'll be able to talk about all the stuff going on. So
is
I'm excited. I am very excited.
Can you name him Jerry?
Yes, this will be Jerry, but we're gonna have to be able to tell the difference somehow between Jerry
Well,
and
Jerry
the other
still
one.
has his tags.
Okay, here we go. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy. And we got Concetta in studio, who's actually now a member of Moms on a Mission MOM. But we have Moms on a Mission MOM in studio. We just had Dr. Aaron Chapa in. We're talking about health and being well and just eating better. But
And then
we have
After
some
we eat
tacos.
I brought tacos.
But
Hey,
that's
guys.
fine.
It's
It's
Concetta
Tuesday.
here.
It's Taco Tuesday, right?
Let's talk about it.
And you said you didn't even realize.
I
You
didn't.
No.
now.
Man, I woke up. I think I saw Kurt's taco post this morning, and I was like, "Ooh, they better have those on the radio this morning." And then Sarah said he wasn't here, and I was like, "Well, then I'm gonna be late because I gotta get some tacos for
I
everyone."
love you
Thank you.
forever.
Where are these from?
Oh, they're from the gas station by my house.
That's what's up.
That
Some of
is
the
what's up.
best Mexican food is sometimes at the gas station.
Man, there's one in Galveston on Ferry Road. I forget her name. She's the best. And they play Christian music in the gas station, and so you're in there and you're just like getting poured into, and then you're gonna eat some
And then eating
delicious
tacos.
food.
I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
It doesn't. And she makes these ribs too for lunch.
Yeah.
I take that juice and put it on the taco.
That's
she
what's
knows what's
up.
up.
Yeah. So, Concetta, it's been recently announced that you are officially a member of Moms on a Mission, MOM.
I am.
Inducted.
So that's really cool. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We're excited.
What does that mean? Like for you to be a part of this group now?
Man, it means that I am part of the dream team now. Like, watch out, Charles Barkley. We got a new shorty in the house.
Coming for you.
Coming at you. How about that throwback, huh?
I like it.
I hope he subtweets me.
He may.
I hope
He's listening.
He was always my
He's
favorite.
actually listening.
Anyway, so I just, I love what they're doing. I want to be able to pour into the community that I'm living into now. And I was blessed by what they did for my house. And since I met them when they gave us the sheetrock, they touched my heart so much. And, it was like God was in my ear saying, get with these girls, get with these girls. And it didn't stop, and we kept in touch over time. And just every time I saw them, I'd be like, can I be a mom? And finally, they were like, really though? And they asked me really though more than 4 times.
Like, are you serious?
And finally, I messaged them again, and I was like, but really?
Do you know what you're getting yourself
I want
into?
to do this with y'all. So.
Yeah. Because y'all are all busy people, between everything going on, raising, the kids and family, and then, you into business.
Yeah.
That's not an easy decision to make, I wouldn't think.
It's not. Everybody, really, my nanny, my auntie, she was like, are you sure you have enough time for that? And my husband, both.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? If it was put in my heart, then yes, it's going to have to. I'm going to have to make time.
And that's how I found that Moms on a Mission is that, God just opened doors, and time and timing always, when we're pushed to help people, I don't know, it doesn't.
We didn't even know how we would sometimes get what we needed, but then literally the next day or a few days after, it would just be like the need was met. So.
Yeah, that's cool. And that's the way sometimes things work. You don't really know where the answer is going to come from. You don't know where the tacos are going to drop from the paper bag,
And then they
but
just come.
God provides.
Yes, lots of prayer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I know y'all have been raising some funds and trying to do some cool stuff for a student.
Yeah.
Can you kind of share on that again for the people on the FM?
We launched a $1,000 scholarship for a 2019 Dickinson High School senior that's graduating with going to either a vocational school, 2-year or 4-year degree for college.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 2-part question. How did Harvey affect you, and how are you being the good in your community? And really that just means you don't have to be a flood survivor to answer the first question. It just means that how did Harvey change your heart? How did it open your eyes, and how did it make you want to be a better person too? Yeah. What did that flood do to you? Just even personally as well. And then how are you being the good? That also doesn't mean that you have to be out there, doing huge things. Sometimes being the good just is in your own home too. We just want to hear how young people want to keep their community better and how they want to love each other. Yeah,
that's important. One thing that I've seen is sometimes it's hard for people to talk about themselves. Like, hey, write an essay, write a page, 2 pages, write a paragraph talking about what good things are you doing, because you're not necessarily supposed to brag, look what I'm doing, look at this. And so that can be a challenge for some people, I can see. But in this case, it's very important. It's very important.
And we're so excited to bless a student.
Yeah. So y'all started last year around Harvey, right?
Yes. So 18 months ago.
How long ago was Harvey now?
Oh, 18 months. 18 months. We could have had an elephant.
Yeah.
Just saying. We're going on 19.
Yeah.
Here in 3 days.
And there's still a need too.
I know.
Mean, just yesterday I went and bought sheetrock and insulation for a home. So I mean,
that's our biggest thing, is just letting people know, you drive by these houses and you're like, that house looks fine, but we just went in one 2 weeks ago that looks fine on the outside, but it's not. They're still living in a construction zone. They're 18 months, and they're just they literally said, we think that people just have forgotten about us. Mm-hmm. But that's our biggest goal too, is to let people know, we've not forgotten about you. Our mission that we said from the beginning is we're going to be there until the last house is rebuilt. And then we're still going to be there. So, I mean,
you can't get rid of us.
We just want people to continue to know that there is such a great need.
Concetta, you were affected, right?
Oh, very much.
And are you back in your house yet?
I am.
That's awesome.
And it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. We moved back in the beginning of this month. But just like they said, we are still in need, and we're still, working overtime to finish putting siding up and soffits up and fix the ground. And the yard, and getting, handles on the drawers, like little things. Still have to paint my kitchen. But, we're in. My neighbor is not. And she was one of the ones that when I joined Moms on a Mission, I hit my neighborhood hard, and I started like calling everybody that I knew that still wasn't in. And I said, what are y'all doing? Why aren't you calling these ladies? Now I'm part of them, so I'm going to be knocking on your door.
Yeah.
Because I think they think, just like she was saying, people are over it. Not over it, but it's just out of sight, out of mind, and they don't realize, when I started telling my customers, hey, I'm back in my house, their face was like, what?
You haven't been back in the house?
Finally?
Right.
Now?
Because the media, a lot of people go off the media, and the media's not really covering it anymore. Because
Yeah.
it's not a big thing.
Yeah.
But it is.
Very much.
So if somebody wanted to get a hold of y'all, they want to help, we like to remind, like, there's people still not back in their house. There's people not back to even the life that they were used to living before. How can they get a hold of you guys to get involved, whether that's through donations, to get involved in planning, or they have a business and want to be able to partner with y'all in some way? How would they do that?
They can find us on Facebook at Moms on a Mission Mom, or they can email us at momsonamissionmom 17@gmail.com.
Okay.
Don't email without the 17.
Yes.
Go to somebody else.
It goes to London. It goes to London. I invited them to an event that we're having.
Are they
Maybe they'll come.
I told her.
Are they
said,
coming?
Look, the more the merrier, and it's going to be a fun
Ring
time.
the queen.
And she was like, oh, I don't know. But no, listen.
she said that.
So for real, you can email us, you can go on our website, you can go on Facebook, you can donate all those different ways. But the number one thing that I would say is, if you really want to make a difference and maybe you can't donate as much as you want, you can always go on your Facebook, because 98% of America has Facebook, and click the little donate button on the top of your Facebook page or on your profile, and type in Moms on a Mission. Click enter and tell your friends. And if all of your friends donated $1 or $2, I mean, that's big.
Yeah.
So I did it, and I had some good feedback. Not as much as I'd like, but I also didn't push it. But every little bit helps.
That's
every
awesome.
little bit helps. So that's the easiest
share
way.
the page too, because
Share
you
it.
never know, like, it could spark someone.
Yes.
How many Facebook likes? I know that was a thing.
We're almost at 1,000.
Y'all are close,
Yeah.
huh?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
919, I think.
Okay.
19. Nice.
Yeah.
We were just at 9 the
I
other day.
know.
We'll get to 1,000 this
Yeah.
week.
Oh, we're doing it.
That's awesome. Just gotta
I'll
keep
make
sharing
sure
it
of
out,
that.
and make sure
We're
you
doing it, and
invite
then we
all
have
your
to
friends.
Eat that Kickstart
Yes.
burger.
Eat the Kickstart
Okay,
burger.
hold on. Let's go get that Kickstart burger.
I got a coupon for 10% off.
Sweet.
And it's already a steal, so it's priceless. It's
It
priceless.
doesn't taste good.
Oh, I bet it does.
It has to taste good. Look, okay.
I'm just
Did you see
joking.
all the ingredients? Did you see that video? We dropped it on Saturday.
I only
all
don't-
I saw
the only
was
thing I
them
remember is jelly.
saying that how bad jelly would be on it, and I was like, y'all obviously don't know your taste buds, because like jelly is so good on meat, and I think what the big thing is, you need to try it.
Yeah.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah, people were kind of wondering about the cheese and jelly combo, I think.
Oh, so good.
But I'm telling you, it's good.
Yeah,
And I don't know, y'all must think I'm just telling stories
No,
over
we'll
here.
take your word for
I
it.
believe
Okay,
it.
thank you.
If it's not, you owe us a burger
All right, that's fine. But I promise you you'll like it. So,
or a taco.
all right, this is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Right now it's 10:26. We got Concetta, Colleen, and Sarah in studio from Moms on a Mission MOM. We got Leah, who I think is watching back and
Hi,
commenting
Leah.
along.
Hi, Elle.
Is Leah doing good?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's
Holding the fort down.
That's good.
she's homeschooling today.
Yeah,
Leah.
that's important.
It is very important. She's amazing.
She is.
Yeah. So Leah, I had commented on a thing, and anytime I go look on KHEA Radio, and anytime somebody tags us, I always try and make a point to go and kind of comment back. And I always have the best intentions. Let me just say, I always have the best intentions. So
You're dealing with women, Gardy.
yeah, I don't know. What did I say? Do you remember?
You said, who's all going to be on today?
Yeah, but I didn't. No, I wanted to make sure because I knew
When
Kurt.
you said cool, I said I can hear him saying
Cool.
cool, or that's
Yeah.
what's up.
Cool. That is what's up. And so then when I asked later, I was like, oh, I maybe I should say something else. I was like, who's all going to be on? Because I was really wondering, is Concetta going to be there? Because I knew Curt wasn't.
They really like you better than us.
Well, I like all of y'all. But I knew Curt wasn't going to be here. And so I was trying to think, I was like, okay, if we have 3, I was trying to make sure that I was like, well, that'd be perfect because then I can have Concetta sit over here.
It's just gonna
you
be
can have 2 over here. And if Leah was coming, I'd love it too. But she's been homeschooling, and that is a big task.
Yeah.
How come y'all don't homeschool?
Because that is a big task.
Really? Because it's like being a teacher. It takes a special person to do that, and I'm not that special person.
That's true.
I was going over my son's homework yesterday, and he had like 5 pages. And to me, I was like, why does he have 5 pages of homework? He is 6 years old.
Oh.
Isn't that a lot?
That is a lot.
Yeah.
It is a lot. Well, and I also feel like my children perform better for other people than me. Like,
Yes.
my daughter is the top of her class, but like me getting her to read her book is like pulling teeth.
And this is how my day would go. We're going to go on a field trip to Target.
Sometimes those are necessary. Yeah. I was going over the 5 pages, and in my head, I was thinking, if I wanted to be my son's teacher, because I feel like I'm teaching him right now, I would have went to school to be a teacher. But it's good. It's good to have that reinforcement. That's the way it was worded
I
to
haven't
me.
done this in so long.
Yeah.
or just some of the things that they're learning. I'm like, I'm going to have to Google that.
Yeah.
Let's Google different.
Hold on a second. She'll ask me a question. I'm like,
Yeah.
Standard
Sorry.
notation. I'm like,
My stepdaughter asked me a question about something. She goes, do you know about stoichiometry? And I
What is
looked
that?
at her and I said, yes, Carson. And she was like, oh, I'm just never going to use this. I said, you want to bet? You definitely are going to use that.
I don't know what that
She
is.
ain't using that.
Can
I don't know
y'all
what it
see
is.
me?
That's also why I
It's
have
not
a
gonna
degree that
happen.
had minimal amount of math. that
Yeah.
I needed.
Yeah, me too.
I like went on and was like, I feel like that's what my 18-year-old self did. I looked at it and I thought, least amount of math, that sounds great. I feel like I will use that later.
Yeah. And remember whenever the teachers would say, you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket, forever, whenever.
but you do. You have a
Joke's
now you
on
do.
you.
Joke's
Yeah.
on you, geometry teacher.
So there's a lot that goes
man.
into being a parent, and homeschool takes a lot of
It does.
patience.
It's amazing.
Man, I
And
can't even imagine.
know.
So Leah,
My daughter at the dinner table
we
is like,
appreciate
could
you.
we do multiplication together? I'm like,
Yes. Oh.
oh, okay. She's like, hit me. I'm with it. And I'm like, what?
so whenever I was a kid, my mom, we had like a little record player, and I had my multiplication records, and so it had like little songs, and I just remember like putting the record on, which obviously I'm old, but I'm not that old, where it's like, I don't know, we didn't have the
Tell us
technology
about
for
good
tapes.
old days.
Yeah, the good old days. CDs weren't out yet, I'll say that. But yeah, it was definitely the record player, but I loved it. I
CDs
listened
were
to 'em.
out yet.
It was tapes. And I guess they didn't have the multiplication tapes
had
yet.
And it wasn't Raffi.
Yeah, it was not Raffi.
That was like one of my first concerts. I was like,
I don't even know what Raffi is. Oh.
I'm not about to sing his songs,
Don't.
but it was like,
Well, there's a
Down by
Raffi
the
that's on
bay.
YouTube.
yes, that's
Yeah.
Raffi. He's still there.
Okay.
I like introduced that to my kids, and my son was like, could we stop listening to music?
Oh, man. So we're talking to Moms on a Mission, MOM. If somebody's trying to find you on social media, how can they do that?
We're on Facebook at Moms on a Mission, Mom, MOM. You'll have to find us with that.
And you'll have an Instagram too, right?
We do.
Is that one the same? I think it's the
Mom's
same.
on a mission, Mom.
Is it?
Moms on a Mission,
You would
I
think I
follow
would
y'all.
know that.
MOM.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Do we have a raffle going on our Facebook?
We do.
We
Right
have
now.
a live raffle going on.
Yes.
Cool. How do you get involved?
So you can go
Like
onto
the
our page.
page,
We've been
share the page.
Yep, like the page, share the page. It's $10 for the raffle tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So for every raffle ticket, you can put in
Into PayPal.
Yes, into PayPal, and the links are on every picture. But we have Al Garza has donated 3 free different trials for the
Look.
month.
This
That's
is
cool.
really cool.
$150 value.
Destin was like, I think I want to try to
Yes.
win that for the kids.
Yes, it's such an
So-
amazing. My
And if
husband was talking about the same thing. There's a ukulele.
Oh my gosh,
a
the Fender.
beautiful
It's a
yes,
beautiful, like
gorgeous.
matte black Fender ukulele.
I
It's
love that
so
you're
pretty.
talking about it because I'm like, it's gorgeous.
Well,
and I'm
if
like,
you
I
go
don't
on
play
there
an
right
instrument.
now
I
on
don't know
our
what it-
page, we have a game going on right now.
Yeah.
Where
Oh,
you can
yeah.
win a free
raffle
raffle
ticket.
ticket.
Hold
if you
on.
get
Cool.
It right.
You have to
Yeah.
find the 4 questions that were asked.
We should ask the
It's
questions
about
now.
the
What are-
moms on a mission.
Well, I do want to say the ukulele, I saw us from Danny D's Guitar Hacienda
Yeah,
over there
yes.
off Highway 3.
Yes,
So-
and Leah asked, do you play the
You know,
ukulele?
I
Gardy?
don't. I have picked one up before, but the chording, like there's 4 strings on it as opposed to 6, and then the tuning's different, but I think they just took the top 2 off, and so there's different ways to play chords, but it's a great way for kids to start picking up an instrument, getting used to it, because it's a good size. It's a great way for guys who are looking to impress people and for people just to play music.
Well, and
it's
that's
fun.
what Leah taught.
Impress
She did.
people.
She did a co-op last year, and she was the ukulele teacher there. So
Isn't that
she
cool?
Plays. She writes amazing music too, and she has.
You should read the question.
And you don't have to be a
gorgeous
kid
voice.
to play a ukulele.
You don't.
I know in Galveston, there's a center called Ollie, and it's like an extended learning center for adults over 55 or 65.
Mm-hmm.
And they do ukulele classes. And I know my dad took classes there,
That's cool.
and he gave away his ukulele, so maybe he'll try to win it.
Yes.
Oh, so if you go on our page and you find the answers to the questions about the 4 Moms on a Mission team members,
Mm-hmm.
and you get them right, then you get a free raffle ticket. So I have the 4 questions if you want to know.
Let's ask him, Sarah.
Yeah.
It's
True.
who is
Oh.
the certified phlebotomist? Who taught human trafficking workshops to raise awareness? Who took one of the last film photography classes at her college before it changed to digital? And who wore heels to all her college classes?
Consetta for all of them.
See, I told you. I'm.
See,
All right,
left for good.
you got it. We're gonna go. You got it.
So is it one of each? I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's one
so
of
you have
each.
to figure out which one
it is.
Okay,
So
so
the first one to do it.
So who's a phlebotomist?
that's what is that?
Oh my
Draws
gosh,
blood.
People
draw
that
blood.
I knew that.
Correctly.
I knew that actually.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so the answer for that I was gonna say is I feel like you wore it was high heels. did you wear the high heels?
I definitely didn't. I had to walk uphill.
I did too.
Oh my
In the rain.
No.
I went to school in Oregon.
In the heels.
No.
Yeah, did you?
Were you in a sorority?
No.
You just wore the heels.
I don't even know.
Okay, so I'm
Okay.
gonna say
In a
So-
Jimmy and Burke bag that wasn't even a backpack. It was like a large
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
tote that I still have.
I feel like
Yeah.
Leah's drawn blood.
Uh-uh.
No. Dang.
There's a way out.
Sarah's like, I really don't know. I actually don't.
Oh.
I mean, we can like
You don't know.
we can give you a.
I
like
feel
a
like you don't even
signal
know.
To like
We don't know each
like
other.
this is a yes, this is a no, but we can't say it out loud because then people will go and know it.
Well, maybe that's a benefit of them listening right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That
That's
is
true.
actually.
So-
you have one answer now.
Okay, so what are your guesses?
Okay. Colleen with the heels. And then what are the other questions?
Phlebotomist took the last
Film photography class before it
went
became
digital.
digital.
Okay.
And then
That's Consetta.
Started the human trafficking.
Dang. I would say actually Leah did Leah was the human trafficking, and you're the one who's drawn blood.
Whoa.
I am a
All right.
phlebotomist, yes.
She is.
All right, so you guys now have 2 answers.
So you're 50-50 now.
Okay.
Pretty
so
easy to correct.
Flip flop my other answers,
There you go.
and we're good to go. Human trafficking, and then the film
Yep.
for Leah. There I go.
There you go.
Theirs are all like they've done something. Mine was I wore heels all around college.
I made a difference in the world.
Yeah.
I wore high heels to college.
Well, I mean, I studied
I peaked in
sociology,
my
so it
30s.
like, went on that track
That's cool.
to,
Amazing. I studied psychology and I didn't go on that.
but like sociology is like,
Yeah.
masses and groups of people and studying them and trying to figure out how to make their situations better or whatever. So during that time, our school had a big focus on human trafficking. So I got in that because I am very passionate about bringing people up. And my teacher actually sent me to conferences, and I taught workshops at the school for all the other students on human trafficking in China. So I focused on street children, labor trafficking, and all the other kinds.
Yeah, that
was
can get
hard.
deep, huh?
take your
It's
blood.
really hard, and but it also I learned a lot. You'd be surprised how prevalent it is in our society every
Oh,
day.
it's here alone is.
That's
yeah,
what they say. Houston has a
Houston
lot of
is
that.
one of the biggest hubs for it in America. And, you might see some people walking down the street and not think anything of it. And I can see the body language and the dynamics between the two and the clothing and the looks. And you can see that
Yeah.
is not a situation that that girl or little boy should be in.
So it's Kirk and Stephanie Clausen. We've had them in, and they do a lot of awareness and work with these nonprofits and organizations that focus on human trafficking, that are working with the cities to try and get like some of these illicit and illegal parlors that go on.
Yeah.
And it's not always like the easiest and most comfortable thing to talk about.
No.
But they say that really the root of that can start with pornography, how common it is and, and easy to access for everybody, and it wasn't that way, years ago, but now it's easier. And so that kind of like makes it, okay, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And it's just like, it's not okay.
It desensitizes our society.
And it drops like what we find like wrong to, you know what I'm saying? Like our standards get low.
The moral compass has shifted.
A ministry, Redeem Ministries, and it's actually where they house girls that are escaping that life. Yeah. Basically. Yeah. Here in Houston.
So there's always a lot going on. If you want to get involved, you can reach out and ask us. And we have plenty of organizations that we have been connected to, and we'd love to point you in the right direction. You can let us know if you want to help. And Moms on a Mission MOM is another opportunity where you can help and give back to our community here in Galveston County, Dickinson students, and just people in the area.
Yes.
So we do have tacos in studio, so that can be a little bit of a distraction.
But look at us. We're like moms, but like
but we're cool moms. Cool moms, right? No, that's what.
I'm a cool mom.
Reminds me of Mean Girls.
Oh yeah, I'm not like a regular mom. I'm like a cool mom.
Taco mom.
I think I'm a cool mom. I think y'all are cool moms.
Oh, don't ask my 7-year-old last night.
She's seen me at my best and she's seen me at my worst.
My 16-year-old told me I was a cool mom, so there's that, and that she's scared of me, so I'm winning.
Both.
I am winning the game.
I did not say
that last night. So I know y'all have an event going on this weekend, and it's at a place that I feel like is very we love it, and we want to go back. I saw a chip over here somewhere, and I was trying to see if I could pocket it.
I do have one. I actually brought it. You can do what you'd like. We do. We have a family-friendly event on Thursday. It's all good. Do what you want with it. But everyone's welcome to come out. We have a bounce house for the kids, a band, a couple bands. Actually, there's a ukulele band.
Cool.
So I'm going to get them, whoever wins that raffle, I'm going to see if they'll bring them up on stage and teach them a tune.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I might even throw in a raffle on a king cake.
That's awesome.
But yeah, we've done it the past 3 years, and it's my dad and I throw the party, and with his friends, the Coconut Grove Bunch. They are their own they're not a nonprofit, but they just raise money for kids at Shriners. Mm-hmm. So they usually have these events to try and, raise awareness. So then during Christmas time, they do their Calling Home for Christmas little thing. So they agreed to let me help out Moms on a Mission this time around for the fundraiser. So,
that's awesome. So there'll be funds raised for you guys. Is that specifically going towards the student or
the
scholarship fund?
So that we can do this, our goal is it's not just a 2019 thing.
Yeah.
Every year.
So we have some commemorative T-shirts with my dad and his friends on the front.
Of course.
That's awesome. That we're going to be putting all the proceeds to Moms on a Mission, and then a portion of all of the proceeds for the night will go to Moms on a Mission, as well as all the raffle money.
So if somebody has not been to Maceo Spice down in Galveston yet, what can they expect when they walk in the door? What do you guys have to offer?
Oh, all the smells. All the smells. You walk in, you're just going to get hit in the face with a wall of just goodness. You come in, we make all of our own blends of spices and herbs, and you can get really any spice you're looking for that you cook with. We have a specialty market, so imports from all over the world, and then we also have a little deli and restaurant. If you are a restaurant, we sell wholesale as well. So you can come in and get some gumbo, spaghetti and meatballs on Thursday, red beans, muffulettas, all the good stuff.
Even if you
oysters right now.
If you don't realize, like maybe you don't think you've ever had Maceo Spice, but you probably have, because most likely
have.
Your favorite restaurant, is using the spices.
Your favorite rodeo cook team.
Yeah.
Or your favorite. I mean, everybody uses us.
That's
not
cool.
Everybody. I would love to have everybody use us. That's my goal in life.
Yeah. And then you're done. You're like, and it is finished.
Well, no, then I'll find a new one because that's who I am.
Yeah. That's cool.
I don't stop.
And where are y'all located?
27th and Market Street. So that's 27th and Market, 2706 Market Street is what I was trying to say.
Okay.
We're in Galveston. It's considered West Market, but it's still historical downtown. We're not on the Strand. We're a couple of blocks over. But in a new and up and coming part. Well, old, new.
Yeah, I got you.
Our sidewalks are new.
We'll say there's construction. How is that construction going over there?
It's amazing. So, cool thing. My chicken Martha, while they're pouring
Hold on, you have a chicken named Martha?
I do. I used to have 5 chickens. Prissy, Martha, Gracie, Paula, and who was Olivia. So,
of course.
had all 5.
I love you even more.
And Martha's last man standing, or should I say woman, lady, female. Anyway, so Martha decided to get into the guy's business while they were pouring the concrete. She's like, hold up, this is my corner. And so she decided to put her little her little footprints into the concrete. And so my brother got a picture and didn't tell them to leave it. And so they like smoothed over her feet. And I was so mad, but she's still happy with it. And we all are. So if you have been to our shop and you haven't been in the past couple months, so they finally, praise Jesus, fixed our sidewalks. So there are no more cracks. You can, if you're handicapped, you can get up the ramp without us having to come out and help you up, which we are more than happy to do. And we've done it for the past 10 years. But it's just so exciting. You know, everybody that walks through that door that's known us, that's been around for more than, 3 months, comes in and they're just so happy for us, because we've been crying to the city for a long time.
It's finally
and they
happened.
finally listened. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
The first time we went there and we featured some food, we had a great time and it was awesome. But we met a gentleman named Miles Delgado, and he was on his way to work and he was ordering his lunch. Anyways, we've become pretty good friends with him.
Yeah.
And he's taking us fishing because he's a fishing guide.
Really?
Excursion?
Yeah, so he's...
Well, that's cool. I didn't know this story.
It's a really
Tell me
cool
more.
relationship. Yeah, but now he's going to be taking us... He wants to do it's like a 32-hour fishing trip, taking us like way out there on a massive boat. So
yeah, that's fun.
Fingers crossed that it goes well. I get seasick.
Take some Dramamine.
Yeah.
That story right there warms my heart so much because I can't tell you how many people have stories like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I met my husband at the shop, and it's Macio's. You come in and you have a really good customer of mine. He says, you come for the food, you stay for the camaraderie.
Yeah.
Because, you're going to meet friends. We always have just people flying solo who come in, who make friends, and then that's their lunch date, And so it's like a group of 10 people that all are from different places, didn't know each other before the muffalata in front of their face, and now that's like a weekly thing, and it's just so cool. That's what I want in life. I want to be able to,
I think it's the community.
Good.
It's a community table. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Like that big one?
Well, we
and that
call it
helps.
the family table.
Family.
Yeah, because when you're in there, you're in our home.
Yeah.
So.
What I'm going to start doing is just showing up because the muffalata is so big. Like, I know they're not going to eat it all.
Yeah.
They just order. I'm just be like,
hey, yeah, you can. You know what? You want to bus boy? You want to clear some tables? And I'll definitely
just eat the rest.
Yeah.
Does that work?
I will turn my head for that. Galveston County Health District, do not listen to this. I do not condone my employees eating food off of people's plates.
It happens, I'm sure. But it's 10:45. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. Colleen, you mentioned a little while ago that you went and got some, was it sheetrock and insulation, or what was it? What's the story with that?
Sheetrock and insulation. We had a homeowner contact us, was it 2 weeks ago? And they still have a lot to do with their house. And she was like, I don't know how you can help us, or,
if you can.
you can.
Mm-hmm.
So we started out with a kitchen kit because they didn't have even they hadn't purchased basic things like forks and plates. They were still just eating.
Is that what the kitchen kit is?
Yeah,
Y'all kind of created this?
Yep. That
It was like a crock pot,
toaster oven, glasses,
silverware.
plates, silverware.
But it was, she was just she kind of felt like there was a black cloud hanging over her head.
Man.
She was like, I honestly don't think y'all will be able to help us. And I said,
Why?
well, all you can do is ask.
Yeah.
And I think we've provided
Yeah.
more than what she ever thought we could.
And
That's
we're
awesome.
really blessed too, because it really is the generosity of others and just seeing the need. Whenever we've asked or presented it to donors, they've been more than generous. So it was really, really neat to be able to go, and she gets it delivered on Friday, and Friday's her birthday, which we didn't know. And she was like, "That's the best birthday
And it
surprise
kinda,
ever." So
reminds us why we started doing what we're doing.
I did not know it was her birthday too.
yes,
I'm
I know, it made it
crying over
even
here.
better. So it was
Stop.
like, that's the last bit of sheetrock and insulation they needed to at least put their walls back up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we love being able to give people walls.
That's awesome.
And it's really neat because it's the same guy that I work with at Lowe's all the time, and he said, "You guys are still rebuilding."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm so glad to see that." And I was like, "Yeah, we promised until
Yeah.
the last home was
We'll
rebuilt."
be back.
That's
you know?
awesome.
So starting a nonprofit isn't easy.
No.
And then once you actually have it started, then you have to keep maintain, get people involved, keep funds coming in
Yep.
so you can keep helping people. Do you have any advice or, based on that journey that y'all have been accomplishing so far?
I feel like you have to also dream bigger and dream ahead.
1000%.
If you are dreaming for the moment, it becomes stagnant. So you have to see what 6 months to a year wants to look like. And then you also have to start generating those letters of what you're going to need, right? Because you have to also see bigger than maybe what you even think.
And don't be afraid to ask for things.
Or
Yeah.
just reach out to people. You never know. I think also God has opened so many doors for us in ways that we didn't even think. The way that we were heading, we thought, and sometimes just a side door opens that
Yes.
helps us even more than we even thought. And I feel like it's always just being open to the opportunity and seeing the people around you also, really seeing the need, taking a look.
Are y'all looking for potentially adding additional members, board members, or just community support?
Yeah.
Is that something y'all are
Yes.
looking for?
Board members for
Yes.
sure. We would love to have. We have board members right now, but our year-end term is coming up, and we'd love to have active board members. Not that we don't now. We love our
Yes.
board members, but we would really love to have board members that really have
Good ideas.
good ideas and also have a love for their community as well, right? Because this is a big thing, and we want to make it. We want to show people that loving your neighbor, it's a big deal. And we drive through neighborhoods in Dickinson where people aren't moved back in. And my thought is to when I bought my home almost 9 years ago, I bought it for the neighborhood. I saw my neighbor at the time walking with her little kids and thought as a pregnant mama, this is going to be a great place to raise my kids too. When you see neighborhoods that are missing neighbors,
Yeah.
that's not how people bought the neighborhoods either.
No.
They didn't want to live by themselves. They wanted that sense of community. So our goal is to get people back in their homes so that there is that sense of community again.
Yeah.
And it would be such a great thing to be able to see a town come back even better, even stronger,
To come back.
even, just look better.
Yeah.
So,
And Dickinson's it's a
It's
small
beautiful.
town at heart too.
and the people are so nice there. Close knit. I mean, when we went to Concetta's house and then we went to some more houses in her neighborhood, I was like, I want to move here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
They were like, we're out here all the
You're
time.
seriously.
The house next door to us is up for sale.
I think it needs a little cleaning.
No, the other side.
But I know some people that could help with that.
That side, she has contacted us.
Oh, yes.
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 And then this side is they were ready. That was a rental property. Now it's for sale. So if you know someone who's looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and want to have really great neighbors, real safe neighbors
Won't you
too.
be
My
mine?
husband is a cop, so
What's the chicken's name?
Martha. But she lives at the shop.
Oh, she lives
Yeah,
at the shop. Okay.
she's a shop chicken.
Does she never make visits?
Oh no, she likes
Does she
That's
have
her
she likes
space.
the shop. She likes it a lot. And I love people who come in and they're like, there's a chicken out here. Do you know this? We're like, no way.
Not Martha.
She'll come in the shop sometimes. She gets a wild feather and we'll get it. And we're like, Martha. And she'll just cluck around and then go back outside.
I like that interpretation of a chicken.
I know. Well, it was good, huh?
Yeah,
So anyway,
that's cool.
I'd love to see us get some people who are in the Dickinson community well established on our board.
Yes.
Because I think that with that connection that they have, more connections and we're able to do big things. I have my eye on a couple people that I'm not going to mention right now, but I have some things in line to.
And we're always
That's
looking
cool.
for
Yeah.
fundraising ideas.
Yes.
And people that want to partner and people that want to make a difference, because honestly, even a small amount makes a really large difference.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
I got to give someone sheetrock for their birthday. Like,
I know, isn't that amazing?
Thing, you know,
and she just was walking it out, just like, I mean, they thought they were gonna have to turn their house over to the bank.
Yeah.
And I'm Lacey and Scott. So Lacey is a good friend of mine. And she was telling me about this, and I was like, hold on. Because I asked her, I mean, you asked the question, do you know anybody in Dickinson still struggling? And at first she was like, I don't know. And I said, but really think about it. And then my friend, and told me her situation. And I just said, oh my goodness, give me her number now. Because, you know, I mean, that's all it takes is a little conversation.
And then we put her together with bigger organizations that may be able to help with different things that we can't. And I feel like that's also what we are able to help with, is connect in different things. Just because we can't do it doesn't mean we don't want to find you the resources that can help you as well, because there is a lot out there.
It's not about us.
So, okay, there's something that we're doing here, and I know I've talked to Sarah about it a little bit. So it's on March 23rd. We're doing a community baby shower.
Oh, how
and
fun.
So what the idea is, all the expecting moms in the area, you know, there's not any requirements other than, hey, you're expecting. We want to be able to give you some, like a box of diapers, at least everybody at like a box of diapers, maybe like a diaper bag filled with some of the things that you need. And so I know we had a meeting yesterday, and if y'all wanted to be involved with that, then y'all could in whatever capacity, whether that's even just like having a table set up and just loving on the moms that are here, kind of saying like, hey, we're having events, we're moms too, this is what we do. Or even if you put a post out saying like, hey, if y'all want to donate diapers, give them to us and we'll drop some, or whatever y'all would be comfortable with.
We'll donate some diapers, and we'll also set up a table that says free advice.
Free hugs.
Free mom advice.
Free hugs.
Free hugs too. So yeah, that's March 23rd. It's a Saturday. And I think it starts at 11 o'clock.
Wonderful. I love that. What a great idea.
So yeah, it'll be fun. We're excited. We're excited about it. I think, we're filming some promotional videos. We're going to start pushing that out, and we'll be able to gauge the response, and then there's a sign up on our website where people can sign up for it. So hopefully, we can be prepared, but we're excited to see the response, because there's a lot of people out there that it's their first time moms. Maybe they're not first time moms, but it catches you off guard, but it's not easy. I mean, y'all know,
You're never ready.
Yeah. So we want to be able to show them that we love them. And here's something that can hopefully help. We all care about you.
Takes a little bit less off.
It's a community
and
thing.
You never know, too. Like, there could be those moms out there that don't have a community, and they're not having a baby shower, and that can feel really isolating. So that's a gorgeous way of, like, opening it up so that they can feel loved as well.
Yeah.
Cool. So we got a little bit of time left.
I am with the cool. He wasn't being rude, y'all.
I'm the only one eating my taco still.
That's what's up.
I'm looking around.
Whatever. Look at mine. It's like
Ethan, did you finish your taco?
I did.
Okay,
Ethan's taco's gone.
Ethan's the only one. I just realized, like, I have one bite left, and I'm rude. I've been like talking with food in my mouth, eating, and I'm like, this isn't even the place to eat food. So I'm
the
sorry.
camera is
Gardy.
right here, and I'm like
leaning in. Ethan, get the shot. Make sure you get that shot of that meeting.
Get it.
Actually, I've tried to be generous and like taking them off like
Whenever they're
camera
biting.
when they go to take a bite.
because Ethan knows.
He's going
how-
places. That's good, Ethan.
Ethan is. He's homeschooled, but if he was a Dickinson student, I would be like filling out the form for him. Ethan needs the scholarship.
Well, that's our goal as, time goes on. This is our first year running it, but maybe to be able to
Offer
this is
it.
just maybe, but offer
Definitely
more
offer it.
than one in the years to come. That doesn't just Dickinson High School will always be, we will always have that.
Yes.
And we'll always hold Dickinson a really special place to our heart. But we don't know how the
Yeah, and there's room for growth, but I love that, because that kind of sets you up, for the future. And there's still people affected by Harvey that are getting back into their houses, and then obviously, hey, we need to help the students. We want to help the future. We're helping our now,
because if
and then
we
help
show
them.
them to love their neighbors, that's our goal too, right? Is to
Look, that's what it's about.
to continue that, and to also love their community for years to come. I mean, we want our kids to love where they live and love the people that live in it, and love on each other.
Gotta work together.
I love it. So one more time,
One more.
before we end the show today, can y'all let everybody know how to get a hold of y'all, what y'all have going on, and I guess just like that event on this weekend.
Find us on Facebook at Moms on a Mission Mom. You can find the link to our scholarship there, as well as our aid request form that you can fill out if you're a homeowner as well. If you are a 2019 graduating senior from Dickinson High School, apply. You know, you never know. Even if you don't feel like you're really worthy of it, please apply because reading it, people may see it so differently. You know, reading your answers.
That's so true.
I just want people to know that we want them to be seen as well. So please apply. You have until March 31st is the end.
Cool.
That is 1 month away, guys.
Yeah.
It's coming up quick.
Tell your seniors, if you have a senior, if you have any kid in high school, tell them to tell their friends.
If
hey,
you're a teacher in
there is
Dickinson,
a scholarship. Yes.
Yeah.
Teachers, principals, custodians. They're the real MVP. Let me tell you.
Seriously though.
But no, I mean, tell everybody. This is what we're doing. We're trying to get these kids in college and help them a little bit. I know I had some scholarships in college and they helped tremendously.
They really
Yeah.
So.
And we have a raffle on our page going on right now, so go check that out if you'd like a ukulele or some months free at Al Garza's studio or a children's museum day pass for 4. Go on.
It's awesome.
100% goes back to the scholarship fund.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for coming in. And I'm sorry that I'm not, y'all don't like when I say cool.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I apologize.
Find a new word. Just joking.
My husband just sent me a screenshot. He said
Oh, God, is it me?
No, it's definitely not. He said his computer froze at this point. Please look at, let's send it over there.
Pass this around.
Oh, God.
I like it.
What is it, Sarah?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, it's me and you. Oh, that's good.
I like it.
Thanks, husband, for
Thanks, Dustin. Ethan's doing his job. Where
always
you at?
capturing the best
Taking that
angles
bite.
of me.
You're into that.
It was worth it.
The bite.
Sarah's face. She's like, cool.
Man,
Cool.
Y'all have a blessed day. We'll
Thank
see you tomorrow
so
morning.
much for having us
you.
on.
8:30. Y'all are welcome. KHEA Radio 99.5.
Always wave. I'm always,
Boom.
It's okay, you're on TV.
Adios. Ethan, end the stream.
Ethan.
Cool.